I've been rather busy. If you haven't noticed, I've been rather busy trying to get that video out, and it's done. Thank God. Hallelujah. I'm free. It's out there now. Hallelujah. We're free. I'm free. But we're not free of casual mode. And hopefully that can change. My favorite virgin TF2 YouTuber. Like, as if though the qualifier of virgin is necessary in order for that to be like an actual subcategory. Granted, that's all of us. Like, let's be real here. Anyone making TF2 YouTube videos is probably a virgin. Just how it is. How's the reception? The reception of the video has been overwhelmingly positive. The reception of the video has been insanely positive. So thank you. It's great. I really can't thank y'all enough. It's been pretty fantastic. Like, overwhelmingly positive comments, overwhelmingly positive reactions outside of YouTube. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So again, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Release the Emporium files. That will come. Don't worry. It's just, I'm one guy. I have to prioritize what I'm working on. If I had a team of people, that would be going on in the background. Like, there would be work going on that in the background. But again, it sucks having so many things I want to make videos about and only having one pair of hands. No, yeah, man, and I was really worked up. I got myself all twisted up in knots about taking a sponsor for the first time on a video, and no one cared, which is good news. That makes me happy. That makes me happy, because I was terrified to see how people would react to that. But it seems like no one really cares, because that is the norm. You know, it is the norm on YouTube for everyone to just put sponsors on their videos at this stage, because, you know, just why wouldn't you? It is pretty normal. And I'll always maintain that if I'm going to sponsor, or if I'm going to have a sponsor in my videos, it will be something that I myself have tried or used and know is not a scam. And Last Flag's not a scam. It's just a game. Thank God. It's just a game with no fucking gambling. I'm like, fuck yeah. It's like, why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I take that? So I did. TF2 didn't shut down discussion on my video. No, they didn't. It'd be pretty fucking crazy if they did, actually. It'd be pretty wild if they did. I'm a little embarrassed by my hair today, so I'm gonna put a hat on. My hair looks really shit today. So Echo is here, by the way. She's gonna keep me company today. Hello, Mr. Pipeline. Yeah, man, your channel, amongst the others that spend a lot of time queuing for nothing, very important to show in this video, especially considering the maps you guys queued for, or Q4, I should say, were indeed some of the most popular pre-2016, and now you just can't play on them. Yes, I washed my hair. I took a shower this morning. It just, like, my hair gets flat. It's thin. I'm getting old, you know? This is the inevitable result for many young men out there. And today my hair looks like shit, so I'm wearing a hat. Just how it is. I'm getting old, man. Father time's creeping up on me. It sucks. I'll go bald once I really can't save it anymore. Once I really can't save it anymore, it's coming off. Because you don't want to look like you're trying too hard. But no, yeah, I'm genuinely surprised Reddit didn't do any kind of culling around the conversation of the video. Granted, there hasn't been that much. There was I think a couple of posts either directly related or tangentially related to the video, and they allowed them to stay live, which is good news, because God forbid discussion about Team Fortress 2 take place on the Team Fortress 2 subreddit. So it's good to see. You should queue for me? Oh my god. Yeah, but thing is, here's the problem. If I do it on stream, I'll get a game instantly, because then everyone else is going to start queuing. I reached out to Mastercoms. I asked them if they still want to get into a call, and we can talk about casual mode or whatever. Okay, but we'll schedule a time. Yeah, so we will, looks like we'll do it off stream first, and then we'll figure out what we want to do either live, on stream or as something similar to a podcast. So that's the plan. We will have a conversation. It's gonna happen. We'll get it set up. We'll get it set up and we'll put it out there. No, again, I can't. If I queue for Pipeline right now, people are just going to queue for it. I'll get a game instantly, so it kind of defeats the purpose. Why does MVM always put you in the start of the game, while casual puts you in the middle or end? Well, MVM has that luxury because it's only matching 6 players and it's PvE. Whereas for TF2, remember, when Meet Your Match launched, right? When Meet Your Match came out, that's how it functioned. The matchmaking system would first find 24 players, put them in a server, and then the game was allowed to start. That didn't fly because a matchmaking system needing to source 24 players in any video game before a match begins is ridiculous. It resulted in insanely long queue times. Games would practically never begin because there's always one player running a potato computer that takes like 10 minutes to connect, or their game crashes, preventing the game from beginning in the first place. So that's why they walked that back. I think 3 weeks after Meet Your Match came out, they started allowing games to begin with fewer than 24 players and allowed for players to join ongoing games, I think, by the next day. Because that's like how TF2 behaved that way since day one. TF2's always been the drop-in, drop-out game where you can just come and go as you please. It was not designed to rely on a matchmaking system to populate servers and for people to have fun. That's just the era the game came from, and trying to retroactively apply a skill-based matchmaking system onto a game like Team Fortress 2 was a fool's errand. I made a 4-hour video explaining why. And the results of, them putting that in the game and then, walking back certain features of it in order to keep players inside of servers, not to improve the experience, but just to get players inside of servers faster so they could have the illusion of properly playing the game, and that's the result. That's what we have now, which sucks. Do I agree that Overwatch almost killed TF2 by causing Meet Your Match? I wouldn't say that it's certainly, I think that's the only argument one could make as to how Overwatch might have almost killed TF2. Not because the game is better, these things are apples, the games are apples and oranges, because Overwatch and TF2 are completely different games, so you can't really even begin to compare them. But the indirect influences that Overwatch is had on TF2 and on Valve to push Meet Your Match, yeah, that's about as close as you got to influencing the game to be, almost killed for the sake of competing with Overwatch and modernizing a game that never needed to be modernized. And like that, we don't play TF2 because it's modern. Right? We don't play TF2 because it has modern features and modern matchmaking and modern UIs and modern graphics and modern feel. We don't enjoy Team Fortress 2 because it's a modern, brand new game. No, we like it because the game is old. And it comes from a completely different time where games were made to be fun first and not cash cows. Of course, it was retroactively transformed into a cash cow, but the base of it being a fantastic game and a good, solid game remains to this day, despite all of the bloat landed on top of it. No, yeah, exactly. TF2 was not designed to be a game like Overwatch or Fortnite or anything of that nature. Ever tried rosemary oil on your hair for health and growth? I've tried rose oil before. I'm using different things to stave off the balding, and it's working with, limited results, but, it's eventually gonna go away. It's eventually going to be gone. There's nothing I can do about it. One of the most interesting bits from the data, people are playing maps they hate because it's the best they can get consistently. No, yeah, that was probably the most shocking finding, other than the abandonment rate being so high. That players go out of their way to specifically queue for terrible maps just because they offer more playtime, just because payload is more preferable, because it offers you more playtime. That was probably the most shocking finding that came out of it. So maps like Breadspace, Venice, Embargo, what have you, see a lot more traffic than classic beloved maps like fucking Viaduct and Steel, simply because you get more playtime. So That was pretty surprising. And to like reinforce that point, right? To reinforce the point, like for the record, what I'm doing on stream today is I'm going to be covering a lot of the stuff that I excluded from the video, like some extra stats and some extra points that I removed from the video because I really didn't want this video to be over an hour, and it got really close to being over an hour, unfortunately. So it ended up being still a lot longer than I wanted it to be for the shorter attention spans. But I got it under an hour, but I also ended up excluding a lot of other interesting tidbits and some statistics that are still cool to know, and just kind of further reinforce the point that, you know, the matchmaking system behaves the way it does and gives the experience that it does and influences player decisions and what have you. Ultimately, just to come to the conclusion that there really is no serious argument in favor of keeping casual mode the way it is, and we really just need quick play back. However they package it in terms of its appearance, who gives a fuck, but we just need the functionality of quick play back, and we should have received it 10 fucking years ago. Because the way the game behaves now is completely unacceptable, and there is no serious argument in favor of any facet of casual mode and keeping it. Like, not even the map vote, because my video blows the existence of the map vote out of the water. What's the point of having it when you're gonna be put in the top 25 maps anyway? Like, well, like, yeah, you can queue for any map you want, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get to play on it. And the John Quickplay says, address my situation. That's the thing, no one wants to other than me, which I don't mind. I wish more people would speak about it. I wish more people with larger audiences would actually hone in on the game's problems and have this conversation, but they don't, which sucks. I hate it. It's very frustrating. So that's the plan for today, amongst other things. I have like a list of things on a sticky note that I want to talk about today. So we'll slowly meander our way through these. Yeah, I am going to talk about. We'll probably hit on the Team Comtress stuff whenever I chat with Mastercoms. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that, 100%. Really hope CS2 will experience the same thing TF2 is. It already is, at least in terms of bots. You can't play more niche game modes and maps without getting inundated by bots that are farming item drops. Like, that's already happening. The problem is that the problems have to get so big in a game like Counter-Strike because the number of players there are that would need to like actually have a tangible and impactful detriment to the experience has to be way bigger. And so until that happens, for those that actually play the game, because let's face it, I think half the player count in Counter-Strike isn't playing the game. They're just gambling or fucking with items. It's got to get really big. And so far, no one's really making that big of a stink about it, because most of the content surrounding Counter-Strike is about its items and the economy and not the game itself, because what value is there in making content about a video game whose balancing really hasn't changed all that much over the past decade? Right? Like, there's been maybe 10 significant balance changes that have happened in Counter-Strike over the past decade. Either adding new guns, adjusting weapon costs, changing sounds and grenade effects and what have you, damage values and all that shit. I think the most recent big change was how reloads work and your ammo count. That's like the most significant change that Counter-Strike has had in 6 years. So, like, what's there to make videos about in terms of the gameplay? And Valve knows that, and that's why they keep pumping in more microtransactions. Your cap looks like my grandmother's carpet pattern. Funny story about this hat, by the way, and actually very cool. So, some of y'all might remember, I think it was last week, I was speaking about this hat on stream, man. I've had this hat for like 10 years. I've had this hat for fucking forever. It's the most comfortable hat I've ever owned. It's been with me around the world. It's like the best fucking hat I've ever owned, man. I got it for $30 at an outdoor store, and it's like a part of me. I've had this forever. And for the life of me, I've never been able to find another one of these. I've not been able to find another one because I've scoured the internet. I've looked around. I looked for the specific brand, right? I couldn't find it anywhere. And some crazy motherfucker somehow found the exact like item ID, like the item code from this brand, and found the exact hat. He found it online. I don't know how he did, but he did. And within like 2 seconds of searching it, I found one on eBay. I found an exact one of these on eBay for $12. Like, it's the exact same one. Same hat, same fit, same everything, brand new. I am so happy. This one lasted me 10 years. Like, look at the difference. This one lasted me 10 years. This one's gonna last me at least that long, and this one's still gonna keep going. Like this, again, it's like the best hat I've ever owned, the most well-made hat I've ever known, dude. And like, you can tell how long I've had this thing. It's so worn out. And like the top's falling apart. Like I'm ecstatic. Like I am so happy that guy found that, because now I have this hat that's gonna last me forever, basically. And this one I'm gonna keep rocking until it just completely falls apart. Because it's broken in, it's comfortable. I'm not gonna get rid of it. I can't get rid of this one. It would be a fucking sin to get rid of this, man. I can't. I've had it for too long. What if there were maps made specifically for TDM? Well, we already have Hightower, basically, and 2-4. Those are basically TDM and Powerhouse to an extent. But, like, TF2 has the team deathmatch mode, and that's player destruction. The only problem is that player destruction is stuffed away inside of alternative game modes, and a lot of the maps we have for it suck, you know? So yeah. You're the most American-looking dude ever. I'll take that as a badge of pride. Pardon me for a second. I need to turn on my fan because it's a little warm in here right now. Get some airflow. Get some good airflow. Yeah, Watergate is a great map. I didn't say all of them suck. Watergate's pretty fucking fun, but I hate Atom Smash. I really don't like it. Selbien is just it's too maze-like. Not very good. Not a fan of that one, and I think those are the only ones we have in the vanilla rotation. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember all of them, because I can't keep track of all 126 maps in the game. Anyway, so, there was, let's see, what stats and extra shit did I want to go over on stream today? Let me pull up my folder here of all the stuff I did not share. Yeah, so I guess a good place to start... Wait, where'd that chart go? I thought I put it in here. What? Am I stupid? Hold on, I have to open my, I have to open my code to run this real quick. Hello, Texan Dad. I don't know if I like to be referred to as Dad. It's kind of scary. Unbox me. Oh God, we're coming in with the clever names now. I kindly refuse. I kindly refuse. I will not open you. As tempting and scintillating as it may be, I'm not going to. All right, let me do that real quick. Go to my game data, processed, put that in. There's a very interesting thing that I excluded from the final cut, amongst other things. Echo's here, by the way. She's just chilling. All right, let me quickly run this. Okay, that's done. Oh. Is it not going to run? There we go. Okay. Then I need to run this one, actually. So let me go to my editor, run this real quick. Let that finish and bring that up. Come on now. The binning takes too long. There we go. So, oh, where's my desktop? The fuck? Where is my desktop? Hello? What is going on? Where's my desktop? Echo, you're in the way. I cannot see my OBS window. Nope. No, ma'am. Where the fuck is my desktop? This is actually insane. Hold on, I need to bring it back. Something broke in my OBS. Very frustrating. Full webcam, OBS. Refresh? No, nothing? Nothing at all? Cool. Awesome. Properties. It's showing. Why is it not? Okay, there it is. What? Okay, so I had to right click on it and then it decided to work. Okay, so to further reinforce the point about the abandonment rates inside of casual mode. So Remember when I said in the video that the abandonment rate is about 42%? Players abandon 42% of their games. Okay, so a few things on that. It's actually worse than 42%. Because what I did is I gave, in order for a match to count as abandoned, you needed to leave no more than 10 seconds before the match's end. If you leave within 10 seconds of the match's end, I did not count that as an abandonment. Because usually by that point in time, players start bailing out because they see the writing on the wall if a match is coming to a close, and then like they're getting stomped, and so people start bailing out like crazy. So I had that as the cutoff, okay? And so if you abandon your game at any point before that, I counted that as an abandonment, and so it went up to 42%, which is fucking insane. And if I don't do that, it jumps to like 47. It's closer to 50% if I count those last 10 seconds. That last 10 seconds is insanely, it changes by like an extra 5%, which is insane. So, someone said, oh, you're biased because players have a tendency to leave and abandon a match the longer it goes on. You know, it's like, oh, they don't want to stay in a match because it's been going on for so long, it's taking too long to finish, so they'll just leave. And this right here completely disproves that. So this is showing all of the abandoned matches and how long the player spent in the server. Overwhelmingly, it's way less than 10 minutes they spent playing in that match before they decide to abandon it. And overwhelmingly, it's less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute players spend in a server before they decide to abandon. So this implies that the longer the game lasts, the less likely a player is going to abandon the game. So that just further reinforces the fact that the abandonment rate is insanely high, ridiculously high, because players are being put into sub-quality games, poor quality games, which is crazy. I don't know what GOG is. I don't know what GOG is. I have no idea. Shut up. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. That's right. There's nothing wrong with this game. Not at all. But no, like, the fact that the abandonment rate is so close to 50% is insanity. And the reason why that is, you know, I briefly touch on it inside, right? I briefly touch on it inside of the video. You know, players abandon their games because there's no incentive to stay. If players are placed into an ongoing game and it's a complete stomp, they can just leave until they find a game that's more balanced and therefore lasts longer and is therefore more fun, right? And it's not that people have been gaslit into thinking that's the okay thing to do. That's taking something that players already had the freedom to do and then really giving them no other choice. That's what Meet Your Match did. Because before Meet Your Match, we had features and tools that incentivized players to stick around in the event of an unbalanced game. Because you knew that once a server got full, it would stay full. You wouldn't have to worry about teams becoming unbalanced as players would slowly bail out. But also, we had team scrambles. In the event of an unbalanced game, players would get shuffled around and would create fresh teams in a fraction of a second instead of needing to disconnect or wait for the server reset in order to get the exact same thing. And so they had an incentive to stay because they knew within a second, once the next round begins, they could just start playing with fresh teams that would likely be more balanced, especially if the previous matches were very unbalanced. We just don't have that in casual mode because of the win-loss condition and the fact that we don't have team scrambles, right? Because we have the win-loss condition, the best of three. We have the best of three and then it's done. There is no opportunity for it. Like, even if Valve implemented team scrambles, with the win-loss condition we have now, they would never go into effect. Because the way team scrambles worked, you had vote scramble, which had a cooldown of 20 minutes. So you could vote for it, but you have to do it, and then it's done for 20 minutes. Or you had auto scramble if one team won twice in a row. But when that happens, the game is over. It's over on CTF, it's over on King of the Hill, it's over on 5 control point. Attack, defend, and payload only have a round limit of 1 for both teams. So the only time team scrambles would come into effect is if players vote for it. And that wouldn't be a perfect solution. Moreover, you can't introduce team scrambles into a matchmaking system because the two things are functionally incompatible by nature of the existence of slot reservations. So with casual mode, players have no reason to stay. And when you have no reason to stay, players abandon, hence the abandonment rate is insanely high. Also shocking was that the abandonment rate did not change after Valve banned the bots. That was really surprising. In fact, it like slowly went up over the years and then stabilized at like 45%. But I just took the average of that and it brought it down to 42. One of my worst memories as a new player was being mad that I got to play Sawmill for 3 minutes before everyone voted for Sweden. This is eye-opening. No, yeah, that's like the point of this video, was it to be extremely eye-opening for everyone. To like, you know, give people an understanding of just how awful the experience is in casual mode. Because like sandwiching all of that inside of a 4-hour video, minus all of the data to back it up, was not the best way to go about it. I'm still happy I made that big video. It's like the nice story of how the game got so fucked and why it's still fucked today. But like that's not good enough for the normie. It's not good enough for the normal player. A normal player isn't gonna sit down for a 4-hour long video in order to understand why casual mode's broken. So I needed to make something bulletproof. And what better way to make something bulletproof with an insanely massive sample size and a lot of data? And that's why that's it. That's the video. What is your opinion on alternative game modes having recently received a ton of activity due to botnets? I am unfamiliar with that actually happening. First I've heard of this. But Zesty Kaluka said competitive didn't kill TF2. It's the chase for modernizing the game to cater towards competitive audiences is 100% the main source of all of the game's problems that we still face today. Other than content bloat, because that's independent of that. But everything else in terms of the gameplay is fucked because of that rat race to try to turn TF2 into something it is not. And there really is no serious argument against that. I've yet to see one. I've yet to see any good faith argument against any of these things. Like, all I ever see are posts like this. Let me find this. Like, this is like the only negative post that I saw on Reddit about my video. Was this one, you know. This like, all we ever see are bad faith posts like this that try to, they try to downplay the game's problems. They try to, what's the word I'm looking for? They're trying to diminish the severity of what's going on by presenting this bullshit hypothetical that no one's asking for, you know. And what this post is implying, you know, it's like congratulations, your game has survived for 18 years somehow to 2026. How will I keep it alive with new players? You know, oh, well, fix bugs and adopt practices familiar to the players of the year 2026, or regress the game by a decade. So, of course, they take my little pill dichotomy that I got from my video. You can tell this person may not exactly like me. And all they can present is a bad faith argument. Because the implication is that doing anything to the game that we're asking for is a regression. And that implies that there's been any sort of progress over the past 10 years. What progress has there been since 2016 that has been beneficial for TF2? Right? What progress has there been that we would be regressing and removing? Other than the 64-bit update, which no one is asking to remove. Of course, posts like these work around the arguments. They never directly address the points being made. They try to be reductive and reduce the arguments being made into something that can be dismissed as, oh, it's a simple regression, therefore no one should be asking for this. They never directly address any of the arguments people are asking for. They never address why we say casual mode is worse than quick play. Because they can't. This is all they can do. This is all they can do. Nothing more. No, yeah. And of course, you know, the original OP, if you scroll down, you know, someone is a fan of a certain YouTuber, right? And that's what all this bullshit boils down to. Pretty much all of the counter arguments I see boil down to bad faith because they don't like me. They don't like the person saying it. Guaranteed, if Uncle Dane was saying these things, right? If Uncle Dane was saying these things, the game would have been fixed years ago. If Lazy Purple had said these things, the game would have been fixed years ago. But because I'm the only one saying it, and it's coming from my mouth, you know, me being Mr. Controversy, it's like, well, anything I say is extremely contentious. It's so fucking stupid. Like, this isn't even an argument. Like, where the game stands right now, like, this shouldn't even be a fucking argument that the game is broken and the state that it's in is unacceptable. Like, this should not be a point of contention for anyone that actually plays this game. Right? The only reason why it's become a point of contention, or I should say the biggest reason why it's become a point of contention, is because it's coming out of my fucking mouth. It's very stupid. You know, it's just the same old babble. Gee, you wonder why people have been asking for these things for the past 10 years. Yes, it was absolutely my intention to Trojan Horse another casual mode video by disguising it as a video about payload. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. The video title was not a lie. It was about payload, and it was about it being king. Gotta slip that in, put the pill in the piece of cheese with that one. And it worked. It actually worked. I saw a lot of comments on people saying like, oh shit, they got me. I thought this was a video that was gonna be about glazing payload, but oh no, it's actually about why why casual mode sucks. Got him. It worked. That was also a bit of a gamble. I didn't know how well that was going to work. And it paid off. No, yeah, the game literally, objectively, behaved and played and worked better in the past. Yeah, it's like it's okay to acknowledge that past things were better than the state we're in now. It's not like this, you know, it's not rose-tinted glasses or nostalgia. It's like, gee, we wonder why we have those sensations of things in the past being better. It's because they were. Because they were. Yeah, maybe I should just start glazing casual mode and start saying nothing is wrong at all. And then people will start hating on casual mode. I guess that's like the new attack vector for me, is just start saying that like this game is the best game ever and casual mode's awesome. And then people will start like asking for changes to be made. That's the real next step. Is the big video or is the quick play one still come? No, yes, there's going to be a part 3 to this. I've mentioned this on stream before. There's going to be another video that closes all of this off. That is basically the video of bring back quick play. I don't know what the title's going to be, but that's basically what the video is going to be. Just outlining the differences between casual mode and quick play, why casual mode just can't hold up at all. It's amazing that it's still functioning today, and how quick play was better and how quick play's functionality would just greatly benefit the overall player experience and why we're still asking for it. Like, let's just like, here's the thing. Let's do this real quick. Let's have a fun exercise, okay? Let's have a fun exercise on just one of the reasons why quick play was better, okay? Just one of the reasons why quick play was better. And the old server rule set, all right? One of the reasons. Because remember, when we say quick play, we're talking about the old server settings and the old game coordinator, all right? It's both of these things together. That's quick play is the all-encompassing term. None of this stupid, retarded, nuanced bullshit of like, oh, well, you're just talking about the server settings. No, or you're just talking, well, the old game coordinator. No, it's all of it. All of it was better than what we have now. Everything, okay? All of it was better. Come on. There we go. File opened. Hallelujah. All right, let me get my line segment tool here. All right, so to illustrate the differences between casual mode and quick play with just one thing, right? So this is casual mode. Get this to nice big font size here. We'll put casual mode here. We'll put quick play down here. This is basically summarizing my entire video in one image. Well, then why didn't you do that? Because it's fucking boring. So let me bump the stroke here. Okay, so this line right here, this is typical casual mode duration. Like, here's the length of your game, right? Here's the length of game 1, and then here's the length of game 2. A little bit longer. And no, stop that. And then here's, you know, the length of game 3. That one was like maybe 30 seconds long, what have you. And then here's the length of game 4. Maybe have it a little bit longer. And here's the length of game 5. Have that one be really short. You get the idea. And let's just polish this up a little bit and get everything in alignment. There we go. So here are your casual games, right? Here's your casual games. At any point during the duration of a casual mode game that has a hard win-loss condition, a set beginning and a set end, because of the win-loss condition, the length of the total potential playtime, not the playtime you actually experience, but the full length of the game can be extremely short or super long. Usually, oftentimes, very short by nature of having that win-loss condition and all of the unbalanced steamrolls that we get, okay? And the way casual mode functions now is that you can be placed into the game at any point. At any point. You can be placed into the game here, or even right as it ends, or before it begins. You can be put literally anywhere, okay? And so your playtime could look something like this. And this just sucks, right? Because again, and remember, you're placed into ongoing games about 20% of the time. So let's say you got put in the beginning of the game on this one, and then in the middle of this one, in the middle of that one, at the end of this one, and then in the middle of this one, okay? So that's more statistically accurate. And then in between all of that, you have this this stupid downtime that is completely unnecessary, okay? This is that annoying, disruptive experience where you're getting these little pieces of disruptive playtime by being tossed into the middle of an ongoing game. Well, quick play, you could be placed into an ongoing game, so what's the difference? The difference is this. Okay, the difference is this. Can I please have the same style of line, please? This is the difference right here. 45-minute map timer. You can be placed into this game at any point, okay? You can be put into it here, you can put into it here, or even all the way here. The difference is that when the server resets, you just get this again, right? You just get this massive block of playtime again. So you already have massive incentive to stay. Not to mention there's no map vote nor any pre-round timer, so the time between server resets is about this much. It's always a 45-minute block of time, right? Always a 45-minute block of time. Infinitely less disruptive. You have a reason to stay because you know after the server reset that you're going to be guaranteed 45 minutes of playtime, no matter what. Yeah, and the map vote, the map voting occurred as you played. The map voting occurred during playtime, not in between play sessions, not after the game ended. Remember, the map vote would pop up as you played, without disrupting you. This is the fucking difference. And this is why the experience fucking sucks for casual mode. And usually it looks more like this. Depending on the... Oh my god, come on, this mouse is breaking. It usually looks something like this when you play casual mode. And again, this isn't even touching on the quality of the matches that you're playing. Like how full the server is or how balanced the teams are. This is just the disruptiveness in the shorter periods of playtime that you get. Just having a map timer would make such a huge difference, massive difference in the player experience. And then if we have a map timer and then remove the win-loss condition, what's the fucking point of having match-based play at all? What's the point of having a win-loss condition at all? What's the point of having a matchmaking system at all? A matchmaking system that does not work. With everything that's been going on, bringing to light all the faults of casual with undeniable facts, with TF2C showing that the current system is broken, something is telling me that this may be the tipping point. It's only the tipping point if we don't shut up. We have to keep the pressure on, because remember, Valve is a fucking behemoth. They don't care. You have to make them care, and the only way you make them care is by being a thorn in their fucking side. That's the only way you can do it. I hate Illustrator. More noise you make, the better. In terms of getting on this shit, man. Okay. So, just by this very simple diagram alone, would it not be more ideal to just play round after round after round after round after round after round without interruption for as long as you want to, and just come and go as you please? instead of needing this win-loss condition to tell you when it's time to go, which just shortens the amount of playtime that you get. What's the point of having it? When players are already being placed into ongoing games fucking 77% of the time. So what's the point of having a beginning and an end? And then because people drop in and drop out of servers all the time, why not just have it set up like this? Because this is how the game used to function, and because this is incompatible with a skill-based matchmaking system. You can't have a map timer with a skill-based matchmaking system because it violates the necessity of having a win-loss condition in order to adjust skill ranks that don't fucking work. So remove the matchmaking system. Put it fucking back to how it was. The game was better, objectively, with quick play. As someone who plays with all the maps ticked off, I'm so tired of this effectively just meaning 2 for it over and over again. I mean, yeah, it sucks. 100% sucks. Used to play religiously in 2014, 2016, but casual mode ruined so much for me. I have the time to play, but not the fun. Like, that's something else too, man. This is like the most frustrating thing to me as well, is that I don't enjoy having my free time gambled away by trying to find a reasonably long game to sit down and have fun. Like, all of this time in between and all these shitty short games are wasted. It's just gone, and you're not having fun when you're playing it. You're just wasting your time. The game doesn't respect your time, and I only have a limited amount of free time each day. So, why would anyone waste their time in a game like this when you can go play something else that automatically guarantees you more fun? We wonder why players don't stick around. Like, I have a fucking job. I have real world responsibilities. I value my time. Especially what little free time that I get. And so when I play a video game, I actually want to play it. And also have fun, ideally. But casual mode does a very good job at preventing both of those things. Honestly, I've completely jumped ship to Battlefield 6, I'm so sorry. Because despite that game having problems, at least I can play it. That, and it's getting persistent servers and proper server browser on its roadmap. A modern game getting quick play, lol. Yeah, who could have thought? And that goes back to the bullshit argument, like, oh, well, TF2 needs to be modern. It needs to be modern, guys. Don't you get it? It needs to be, you need to adopt practices familiar to the players of the year 2026. What modern practices does anyone like? Name one! Do we like Battle Pass bullshit? Does anyone have a good time in matchmaking in any online multiplayer video game? Are any of these things good? No! How are they fun? You look at every other fucking game with matchmaking and battle passes and predatory microtransactions, everyone's bitching about those things too. It sucks. Fuck. But no, we need those things because the game needs to survive and you have to make it survive. It's killing gaming in general. We don't need to reinforce these practices. Please. We wonder why there's a resurgence of people going back to older games or single-player games. Fuck. Fortnite is dying. Thank God. Fortnite's fucking on the way out. Because people are tired of this shit. Overwatch is not going to be able to hang on much longer either. It's in its death throes. They got a nice bombastic black girl at it again with like pink ponytail. That'll bring in the players. That's what we need. Fuck up balance even more. Yes! That'll revive Overwatch. That's what we fucking need. That's what we need right there. That's the solution. Fuck! I think people are very tired of these things. People are very tired of modern day business practices when it comes to handling games, man. People are fucking sick of this shit. Things were better, like, a long time ago. I need some San Antonio women. Yes, sir. Fuck. Oh, God. Is Fortnite really dying, though? Yes. Remember, there were mass layoffs from Epic Games not too long ago. And some of the people that were fired, spoke about what was going on internally. Player counts for Fortnite are tanking, and so is revenue. Revenue's tanking, which is why they're having mass layoffs. Because it's like the only thing that brings in money for Epic Games is Fortnite, and it's going down. Yeah, like that's just a true thing that's happening over at Epic Games. So, yes, Fortnite is on its way out. It's still big. Right, it's still big. It still has a lot of players, but player counts are going down because, like, Look at, like, who, okay, for a fucking example, right? For fucking, like, just for example, let me, where was this shit? It was in here, hold on. Like, who is this? Who is this? Who the fuck is this? Hang on, I need to open this. Is there like a different link? Hold on. There's a post on Instagram. Like, who is this? Who is this person? Like, this is what's gonna revive Fortnite, guys, is whoever the fuck this person is. Who is this? This is who they're putting in the game now. Like, it's like, yeah, it's this person's skin. Who? What? Like, apparently, like, Zoomers and Gen Alpha know who this is, right? They apparently know who this person is, but apparently this musician is now in Fortnite. Cool. That's gonna bring in the players. Like, Fortnite is getting so desperate, they're having to, like, siphon off of other musicians and artists' audiences in order to bring in more players. Like, oh, your favorite musician's inside of Fortnite, go play it, and then they don't stay. They, like, buy the skin because, like, oh, they like this person, and they fuck off. You remind me of a certain Ludolog from my country. Got some shit for saying obvious things that break gaming, and in the end, he is right. Listen, people have found new and creative ways to call me racist, transphobic, all these, and, you know, a pedophile. You know, I've been doxxed, I've had people show up to my house. They've all done manner of horrible things, but they never say why I'm wrong. They never say why I'm wrong. I have yet to see any serious argument against anything I've said about this fucking game, in terms of how the content is handled, in terms of the content's quality, in terms of how the casuals mode system behaves. They have never said why I'm fucking wrong. Not once. I'm waiting for anyone to try. They have Guitar Hero mode, that's why she's there. Why is there a Guitar Hero in Fortnite? I thought in Fortnite you build, like, watchtowers and shoot people. I thought that's what the game is for. Why is there Guitar Hero in there now? Huh? Anyway, yeah, Fortnite's on its way out, I would say. It's still gonna have players. It's not gonna reach 0, but it's not nearly as big as it was, say, 5 years ago. Yay. And then Disney will buy it and tank it. 100%. Like, they had, like, you saw that? Typical Disney fare. Mass layoffs over at Marvel Studios. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be the giant amoebic virus that is Disney infecting another company, milking it for all of its worth, and then gutting everything once they milked all the profit they could out of it? Yeah. Lucasfilm is next. And then whatever else they decide to buy. Whenever Disney buys something, run. Whenever Disney buys something, run. Get the fuck out. They destroy it. No, well, Lucasfilm is already dead, but it's just gonna get even more dead. Daily reminder, Disney works with the CIA. A lot of companies work with the CIA, and that's kind of alarming. We're off the beaten path here with TF2, but this is still, like, fun stuff to talk about because it's just insane and true. You feel me? They have added Roblox minigames. I thought Roblox was already minigames. So, what? I thought, okay, listen, I don't know much about Roblox. I've played it a grand total of, like, for, like, 1 time in my life. Twice. 2 times I played. Once because there was, like, a Blue Archive game, and then second because I was playing it with my ex. And that is, like, the minigame game, right? That's the minigame game. And now it's like, it's official, Roblox has minigames now. What? That's why people go to play it. Fortnite does all, Buzz Lightyear sings Metallica? There's no way. I don't believe you. Vote for me. V-Script Prop Hunt is here. Remember, we're getting 2 more custom game modes that are going to be pushed for summer. That's going to be interesting to see how well they're received. I suspect not. VIP Race, and then I forget the name of the other one. It's just basically a convoluted attack defend. At least Andor was good. I gave up on Star Wars after episode 6. Or episode 3, rather. It's 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I gave up after episode 3. Actually, and then oh god, Rogue One. I watched Rogue One, and then episode 7, and then I got halfway through episode 8, and I'm like, this is fucking abysmal dog shit. Why am I watching this? And I was out. I'm out. It was like episode 7 already sucked. It wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't amazing either. And then I got halfway through episode 8, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are they doing? And I'm out. Rogue One was good. Anything with Donnie Yen, I'm sold. But other than that, that was it. Got around to making a Warpaint I mentioned a while ago. I plan on remaking because I definitely needs redoing and stuff. I wish you luck on that. I'm out. I said the line. I'm out. Isn't that convoluted attack defend just a remake of the assault game mode from UT99? I do believe it is just a rehashing of an existing game mode from another game. And I just don't think it's going to land very well, because whenever you're trying to incorporate like a 10th class mob style character that you have to like escort or protect or something, then I think that just completely defeats the purpose of Team Fortress 2. Like, as soon as you start introducing like a 10th class character like the Mobster or Saxton Hale, it's like, that's not TF2 anymore. You've created something that's not TF2. It's a different fucking minigame. It has no business being in the vanilla game. It's like, fine for community servers, whatever, do whatever you want on community servers, but it shouldn't be in the main game. No, like, we don't need anything else in the main game. Like, we shouldn't even be considering adding more maps into TF2. We have 126! We don't need more. Adding more just means they die, and they're not gonna be played after the first 3 weeks of being added. I showed that shit in my video. I put it in my video. I don't think people really, I didn't focus on this enough in my video. Like, let me just reinforce this, okay? Like on stream right now. Let me just reinforce this shit. Hold on, let me get to the fucking charts here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. Like, I don't think people really appreciated what I showed here. This is what happens to every single map that is added into Team Fortress 2 post 2016, aside from a small handful of outliers. Okay? You see insane amounts of traffic in the opening few weeks because of update hype, and then they just die. There's basically no traffic on any new maps after they get dumped into the vanilla rotation. They just go there to die. And Valve just leaves them in. Why? Fucking why? Bogging down the matchmaking system? Spreading the player base even thinner? What's the fucking point? None of these things should be in the game for this long. Notice that Shark Bay is like the only one that kind of ekes out a decent amount of traffic, and people go to this map. All the other ones are just fucking flat. Like, all the Versus Saxon Hale maps are dead, right? And like, notice you see this spike right here? Versus Saxon Hale had no activity until it was fixed like 3 weeks later, and then it had like a tiny spike compared to everything else, and then it died. Ah! But what if someone likes it? Doesn't matter. It doesn't mean the practice is good. It doesn't mean it's good that we did like, oh, what if I like this new map? We don't need more. It's not healthy for this game, okay? And like, moreover, so like, then I show the 2020, this is the summer 2024 update, and then I go to like some of these maps that were retroactively added into the game. Like, these were added across 2 different winter updates, and so this is also fucking bleak. Look at how little traffic winter update maps get compared to summer update maps. Like, summer update maps are getting like 5,000, 6,000 matches a week for like the opening few weeks, but winter maps get like under 1,500. It's a quarter of the traffic for new winter maps, man. No one fucking likes them. Winter maps suck. Stop adding them. They're terrible. 99% of them are dog shit. They suck. And then the ones that get put in the vanilla rotation fucking die. Is that because of school? No. If you compare baseline activity to like this line up here, 2 forts up here. This gray line, this is 2 fort. This is the normal stable activity for 2 fort with, you know, 2,500 matches a week. And then down here at like 60, you have payload race, like 12. You have payload race hacksaw. Like, look at this massive gap between popular maps and unpopular. Has nothing to do with being off of school or work or what have you. I also wish that Valve would remove maps that no one plays. There is no good that comes from having 126 maps in the rotation. There's nothing positive about it. None. There's no upside to having this many maps. I've yet to see any argument in favor of this too. Like, there's nothing. Nothing is good about it. Like, TF2 already had enough with 40. And now we have more than 4 times that. Sorry, more than 3 times that. Which is nuts. Did I miss a donation? I did? No, I got you at the very beginning. Yeah, we agree. So true. Oh god, the YouTube stream overlay. Please stop breaking. Oh god, it's lagging and it's gonna crash. We all know the 10th class is a new class. Tycho Brain. No, we don't need a 10th class in any capacity. Cut over 80% of content post 2015, then TF2 will be great. I completely agree that we need to cull like 2/3 of the maps out of the rotation. Like I've done this on stream before. Fuck it, I'll do it again. Let's just like go into TF2 right now and just like tick off the maps we don't think we need. VScript was a mistake for TF2. I disagree, because cool things can be done inside of VScript that are still adherent to the vanilla game modes. It becomes a problem when they try to make things that are completely outside of the definition of what of a TF2 game mode and what TF2 is. Also, I'm sorry, I get a lot of donations and I miss them. At least today I am. Thank you, by the way. It's very generous of y'all. Can you show what percentage of De Groot Keep matches are rematches? Can I do that live? Actually, hold on. I can pull up my spreadsheet and it should just tell me. Hold on. Let's see. Pull this up. Bring De Groot Keep over here. Where's De Groot Keep? Medieval mode. Ratio of reset games. Yeah, so 55% of De Groot Keep matches are formed from the beginning. Like, players play 55% of De Groot Keep matches from the beginning. And that's the highest percentage out of any game mode, because of how often the servers reset. So people stay for the server reset the most for De Groot Keep, in other words. Because, I mean, the server resets every 4 to 7 minutes. Where else are you gonna go? There's no other medieval mode map that's worth playing on. Berghausen sucks. So they're just gonna keep playing De Groot Keep over and over again. So, let's open up TF2 here. Let's go through the maps we don't think we need. Alright. What do we not need? So let's tick off everything first. We don't need Altitude, Brew, Cargo, Conifer, Forteza, Gavel. We don't need Hadel. We don't need Hardwood. We don't need Overgrown. Overgrown is a fucking tragedy. Overgrown is a monumental, disastrous tragedy. I cannot believe they added that map into the game. Easily, just one of the worst steaming piles of dog shit they have ever put in this fucking game. We don't need Sulfur. Yeah, I think that's okay. Alright, Capture the Flag. We don't need Applejack. Applejack's fine. We don't need Frosty. We don't need Penguin Peak or Pelican Peak. We don't need Pressure or Sidewinder. Everything else is fine. Control Point. We don't need Canaveral's okay. We don't need... These are fine. These are fine. Metalworks, Blows. Should have never been added. Reckoner's dog shit. Vanguard sucks. I'm gonna keep Stand-In because of how unique it is. And that one's just personally fun for me. The rest of these can stay. King of the Hill, no Abbey, Jesus, no Boardwalk, no Blowout, no Brazil or Cachoeira, no Demolition, no Cascade. Let's see, no Lazarus, Lazarus sucks. Definitely no Megaton or Overcast. No Snow Tower, Jesus, and Winter Ridge can fuck off, so can Rotunda. Manhole is gone as well, these can stay. Payload, no Aquarius, no Breadspace or Camber or Citadel or Cashworks, no Embargo or Emerge, Enclosure fucking blows, no Patagonia, Odyssey and Phoenix, I just personally really dislike those. No Rumford, and definitely no Venice and Swiftwater. Get rid of that compy shit. Alternative game modes, all of these can stay except Hacksaw. Hacksaw can fuck off and burn. We don't need Atom Smash or Berghausen. We don't need anything versus Saxon Hail. This should have never been put in the game. Don't need Selbian either. Manpower, just remove all of Manpower and just remove Pastime. These things should have never been put in the game either. Yeah, and so now we're down to 65 maps, and that's still too many. Now we're down to 65 maps, and that is still too many. I could go harder. I could cull more. Let's try to get this down to 40. Let's get this down to 40, all right? So, objectively, Snowplow can go. Objectively, Moss Rock can go. Junction, as much as I love it, that can also go. Mercenary Park is really good, so is Mountain Lab. Harp, people, it's super mixed. We can get rid of Harp. We'll pop off Egypt as well. Even though it's an old map, Egypt sucks. Fulgur, let's cull Fulgur too. We'll keep these for attack defend. The rest of these are fine. Capture the Flag. We don't need a double of 2 Fort. As cool as 2 Fort Invasion is, we don't need 2 Fort Invasion. We don't need Applejack. Sawmill, Turbine, well, I can't justify removing any more of these. Control Point, we don't need Canaveral. We Process, get rid of the compy shit. Snake Water, get rid of the compy shit. Sunshine, get rid of the compy shit. Stand-in, as much as I love you, buddy, you kind of suck, we'll get rid of you. Those can all stay. King of the Hill, I adore High Pass too much to remove it, it's just too good. No Shark Bay, no Sweejan. I should have removed Sweejan in the first place. Let's see, all of the Probed is... we'll keep that alien map, because that one's actually very fun. Okay, Payload, we can get rid of Borneo. Borneo is dog shit. We can get rid of Snowy Coast, actually... We'll dock Pier and Snowy Coast, too. Yeah, we'll dock Pier and Snowy Coast. And then alternative game modes, we don't want Banana Bay. We're trying to get this down to 40, and this is already difficult. Keep all of these. Like, shit, we're still at 46. We're still at fucking 46. We have to get rid of 6 more. We have to get rid of 6 more. We want to get this down to 40. We're still at fucking 46 maps. We're still at 46. Okay, what else can we get rid of? We have to keep the original 6. We can't get rid of the original 6 maps. We have to keep those. All right, we have to get rid of one more. One more attack defend map that we get rid of. I think it's Mercenary Park. I think it's Mercenary Park. Mercenary Park has to go. Capture the Flag, remove 1. Fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, marry, kill 3. Let's get rid of 1. One more we gotta get rid of. One more Capture the Flag to get rid of. I'm gonna say Landfall. I'm saying Landfall. I'm getting rid of Landfall. The rest of these are too classic. We're getting rid of Landfall. Control Point, we gotta get rid of at least 2. We have to kill at least 2. 2 more off of Control Point. I think 5 Gorge is objectively terrible. I think 5 Gorge can go. 5 Gorge is bad on Control Point. 1 more off of Control Point. We need 1 more to get rid of. No, Granary's an OG. You can't get rid of Granary. Granary's one of the original 6. Foundry. I can't justify Foundry, man. Oh, this is really hard. No, Yukon's also good, man. Oh, this is like picking which child to sacrifice at the altar for fucking, you know, as a sacrifice. Ah, fuck. Which of these is the worst, man? No, I like Gully Wash. Gully Wash is actually fun. Which one do I have the least fun on? I think it's Fastlane. I think it's Fastlane. Fastlane's going. Fastlane's out. Fastlane is out. That's the one we're taking. That's the one we're getting rid of. All right, 1 more. We got to get rid of 1 more King of the Hill. It's got to be either High Pass or Probed. Either High Pass or Probed has to go. Would we miss Harvest, though? Would we miss Harvest? I don't think I would. I don't think I would miss Harvest. Yeah, I think Probed is the clear loser here. We'll call Probed. And then 1 more on Payload we have to get rid of, man. Honestly, Hoodoo. It's got to be Hoodoo. The rest are too good. All right, now we're down to 40. Now we're down to 40. Now we're at 40 maps, okay? And even then, 40 is pushing it. And even then, 40 is pushing it. What do we have? We have, we have 6 payload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 King of the Hill. 3, 7, 8, 9. 9, 5 control point. 5, capture the flag. Now try queuing and see how long it takes to get it. Oh, I'll get into a game instantly, simply by nature of having 2 forts selected. We can get this down to 30, but we'll just remove the entirety of 5 control point. Done. And then we'll get rid of turbine. There we go. That's 30. No, that's it. We're not pushing this further. We're not pushing it further. That's it. 40 was the cutoff. That's it. 40 was the cutoff. That's it. No more. But you get my point. We get it. Too many maps in the game. They've added too many, and there's too many dog shit maps in the game that we don't need anymore. That's just the truth, all right? That's just true. Nothing else going on there. You feel me? You feel me? I think so. Oh, Christ. Let me turn my game off here. No, we're not. No. In my world, Dust Bowl, Hoodoo, and Gold Rush are eternal. Gold Rush was the first payload map. You're not getting rid of the first payload map. No. Gold Rush stays. Gold Rush remains over fucking Odyssey and Phoenix. Fuck that shit. Gold Rush remains. It is tough choices, isn't it? But like, even if we got down to like 60 maps, 65, 67, you know, even if we got to there, that's already a massive improvement. When you can easily look at the map list and remove 40 of them without a second thought, that's a problem. Gold Rush is not shitty. Gold Rush is awesome. What are you talking about? I fucking love Gold Rush so much. Thing is, Cactus Canyon is not in the vanilla rotation, unfortunately. If the completed version of Cactus Canyon were in the vanilla rotation, that'd be pretty dope. Because Cactus Canyon is still better than most payload maps we've received over the past 3 years. Because what do we get? We got Embargo, Patagonia, Aquarius, Camber. I don't even remember all of them. Most people nowadays don't like the meat grinder design of old maps. Yeah, they prefer the massive open maps with insane sniper sight lines because that's more fun. Having big, giant open maps where spam still dominates and depressive sniper sight lines. Yeah, that's somehow better than the more enclosed maps of the old days. Somehow that's better. Still waiting for TF2 RT Asteroid. Maybe that's why people have started to hate Sniper so much. That is actually something that needs to be appropriately studied. This is something that it needs to be explored more. As TF2's balance strayed further away from vanilla, increasing, damage at long range, damage at distance, by incorporating things like the Wrangler and the direct hit and what have you, maps started getting more and more open, so engineer and, classes with those tools were less oppressive. And as a result, it just made snipers and engineers more oppressive, oddly enough. At least those using the Wrangler anyway. Otherwise, on big open maps, engineer is useless. Like, we have TF2's gradually shifting balance to thank for the fact that we have more open maps. Again, a study needs to be performed on this. Because, like, if you just look at how much more open maps got over the years, it's like a linear increase in terms of, like, space and balance changes. Like, maps just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, compare Hoodoo to Enclosure. Enclosure is the biggest map in the game. It's insane how open it is. I also love meat grinder maps because sniper's not oppressive and I have more fun playing everything else. I still have fun playing Sniper on tiny maps. It's more challenging. The thing is, Valve should not be the one deciding what maps go. They'll just delete all the miscellaneous maps. And that's like something else that's still up for debate, is who would get to decide what maps go? Honestly, I think the best way to do it is just to cull based off of player traffic. Just cut off the bottom 60 maps that no one touches. And that's like a good place to start. Like something that is just very straightforward and objective. Players don't play on these maps. And just go from there. And that would automatically remove a ton of the things that were added after 2018. I love spending 2 hours on Dust Bowl with 48 people and nobody can take that away from me. Dude, I like spending fucking 3 hours on Powerhouse. Thank God I can still experience that sometimes inside of casual mode. But I have my own community servers to play on, so I'll just go there to play. I'll just go there to play. Do you guys mind if we take a quick detour away from TF2 stuff real quick? What? Two quick things. This is like the intermission, okay? This is the stream intermission. So first things first, I have a treat. I have a treat to try that I showed last time. Problem is that a lot of classic maps are down there, so they'll get culled. That is true. So it's not the best metric. That's why it's up for debate. So we have butterbeer flavored peeps that I have yet to try that I got for Easter. All right, that I got for Easter. So we got to go through these. But before that, I have something I want to show you guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because I'm fucking excited. Are you ready? There she is. It came out so good! It came out so good! They did such a good job! I am so excited! Fuck yes, man. They did such a great job with her. She is going to be real. She is going to be real. The design is finalized, and we will be shipping the campaign in the very near future for those of you that want to pick up a plushie. Someone said that I have to get a custom jar for her made. No, I'm not doing that. I simply refuse. I'm not doing it. So keep your eyes peeled. The campaign for this plushie is going to be happening very soon, and when it does, I'll let you guys know. So if you'd like to get one, you can get one. You can take her home with you, and she can stare at you with her smug little shit-eating grin for as long as you want her to. And she's reasonably sized, you know. She's reasonably sized. You know, pretty. You know, she's modest and squaint. She'll fit on your shelf. She won't take up too much room. But here's my favorite part. I fucking love this so much, man. Her hair is so fucking big, it's a kickstand. It's like a football. I love that they did this. Because, like, her design, her hair is so fucking gargantuan that they made it one solid piece, and it just acts as a kickstand for her. You don't need to, like, lean her against a wall or anything. She holds herself up. It's fucking awesome. Look at how fucking big it is. It's so good. Oh, I am so happy about this plushie, man. Oh, I'm excited. Again, the campaign for it's going to be very soon. It's going to be very soon. Comes with a free built-in kickstand. Anywho, we have business to attend to here. Listen, like, I like the Harry Potter movies. I just enjoy them at a you know, a consumer level, I suppose. But I've never really partaken in any of the extraneous products that have come out of Harry Potter. Like, I know they made all of the candies and other things from the movies. I never really bothered with those. There's no tits, no bazonkers. We're not doing boobs on her. Because I feel like a lot, significantly fewer people would be interested if I put fat tits on the plushie. I don't think that's gonna fly. So We gave her the Fumo body. We gave her like the tube body, all right? That's what we did. We kept it simple. Simple little tube body, and that's all it's gonna be. Nothing more than that, all right? Simple cylindrical shape. So you won't get weird looks from your family at home. That's how it's gonna go. How it's gonna go. This will be my first plush out of any other tuber. Thank you, man. I honestly appreciate that. That's so cool. 200 people left when he brought the plushie. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It's not for them, obviously. For those who stayed, it's for you. For those who stayed, it's for you. All right, now we're getting to these shitty little peeps here. So much plastic. So much plastic for, like, such little payoff, man. Oh, it's just butterscotch. It smells like butterscotch, man. I think these are just going to be butterscotch peeps. They smell good. They smell quite good. I don't know why they call it butterbeer when I guess it's just butterscotch. I guess it's just butterscotch in liquid form in the movie. So, well, yeah, it's a marshmallow. It's going to be a shitload of sugar. Interesting. Let's have a taste. Yeah. It's just butterscotch. And they're good. They're actually really good. Yeah. Like, damn, these are really good. Holy shit. I'm surprised. Wow. Holy fuck, I'm gonna eat this whole box. These are really good. Damn. That's like a 10 out of 10 on the flavor. I'm eating one more right now. Man, those are phenomenal. Holy shit. That is tasty. Fuck it, these are a 10. Like, if you see these at the store, and you like Peeps, and you like butterscotch, get these. These are really good. Oh my god. Like, I'm genuinely surprised as to how good these are. Fuck it, I'm eating 3. These are really good. I'm eating 3 of them right now. That's good shit. All right, no more. That's enough. No more Peeps. No more. Compared to the strawberry Pop-Tart ones I had the other day, these are like infinitely better. So much better. Oh my god. Dude, you know what these would go good with? I want to get a cup of hot chocolate and put 2 of these on there. A cup of hot chocolate with 2 of these fucking things on there? Oh my god, that would be fucking amazing. Hot chocolate with a butterscotch Peep in the middle of it sounds delightful. And yes, as soon as the cords I ordered come in, so I can put my webcam and my microphone in my kitchen, I will be doing the mustard cupcake stream. So whenever that equipment arrives, I will be doing that. Don't worry, I've not forgotten. I am going to do it. I'm gonna keep my promise, and I am gonna make mustard cupcakes in my fucking kitchen. It's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be horrible. But it's gonna be fun. Okay. Where were we? Yes, back to Team Fortress 2 stuff. I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't even know if this is public. Can I even I think I can show this shit on stream because it's a website. I missed the time when I wasn't getting kicked in the balls. That's just nostalgia. You want to regress. Going back is too much work. Well, if that other Reddit post was of say, any indication, You know, like, listen, we just have to live in, we have to abide by modern player expectations, okay? That's what this guy thinks, all right? That's what this guy thinks right here. You know, we have to adopt practices familiar to the players of the year 2026. And you know what's familiar? You know what's familiar? Why not fucking weapon charms in TF2? This seems to be the next thing that they're going to try pushing very extensively, is fucking charms in Team Fortress 2. Seriously? Oh my god, they made a fucking website for this shit and everything. Introducing charms! Oh my god, you love little dingle-dangles on your fucking gun. Fantastic. Yeah, Overwatch tried this and people were super fucking distracted and annoyed by these things hanging on their guns. And now, fuck it, it's not gonna work in TF2 now. Fuck off with this shit, man. No one wants these. Or I should say, very few people want these things. Jesus Christ, man. I am shocked that they think anyone is gonna be interested in this shit. Like, I'm sure Valve might be looking for something to add into the game for the MVM update. I pray to God it's not this. I really pray to God it's not this. Seriously. You get, like, Funko Pop Miss Pauling. And yeah, it's, it's usual suspects. Contribute to the project. Download the kit here. Yeah, just don't. And listen, even though this is like a public thing, don't go out of your way to like go in the Discord and start shit. Don't do that, please. For the love of God, don't do that. It's just, who fucking cares? No one wants these. Like, we are already tired of hats, man. We're already tired of too many fucking hats and too many unusuals and taunts and shit. Like, yeah, we just need more junk. Like, this is what the game needs. This is modern player expectations, right? This is modern practices familiar. We're familiar with charms. So according to this guy, we have to adopt them into Team Fortress 2 to keep the game alive, right? So this is familiar. This is clearly what the game fucking needs right now. Is more shit to buy. More noise on your screen. Oof. God help this fucking game. I hope to God they don't add this shit, man. Give them particle effects. They probably will. You can unbox your Burning Flames Balloonicorn for your flamethrower. From the MVM update, the new gold guns done right and reversion of quickplay. I think Valve just gave up. I think Valve just completely gave up on MVM, man. I really think it, like, here's a funny tweet. Hold on, let me like do this real quick. Hang on. Let me open a private window. Does Tyler know something that we don't? Does he know something we don't? Remember the MVM update that we were getting? Did Valve just drop it? Did he hear something? Did something come down the grapevine that Valve just completely dropped this shit? It's been a year. It's been a year. And it's still not here yet, man. I think Valve did just completely forget, and they're not going to do it. Just word. Like, does he know? Do we know? I don't think so. No, yeah, even charms are not that popular in Counter-Strike. You know, what makes them think it'll be success in Team Fortress 2? Well, for Valve, it's no extra work, really. It's just copy and paste, and if a non-zero amount of people buy them, that's money in their pocket. MVM update canceled? We don't know, but it's been a fucking year since they announced this shit. I guess it's just not gonna happen now? I don't know. How much longer are we gonna have to wait? We're gonna get the summer update at this rate without MVM. Who fucking knows, man? Hey now, this is a $1 billion company with 30 employees. You gotta just give them a break. You know, just give them a little bit of a break. They'll catch up eventually. My God. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. The day I unbox a crate and I get a weapon charm, I'll commit a felony. Okay, please keep it like a low grade felony. Don't hurt people. Just like, I don't know, slash someone, like slash a government official's tires or something. Like don't hurt people. Like just give someone a really sour day if you're gonna go out of your way to commit a felony. Don't hurt people. Tax evasion. Do that. Just don't pay your taxes. Better idea. So who knows what's gonna be coming from the MVM update, dude? I just half of me now is convinced that the update's just not gonna come. We're not getting shit. They sunk themselves in, realized it was gonna take too much work, and now they're just not gonna do it. It's possible. I think it's a very real possibility at this point. If I see a charm, I will punch a pillow. Please keep it at pillows. Please only punch inanimate objects, ideally. At least MVM Battle Pass, I can smell the PS. I mean, that's honestly very possible. Noticed Serious Sam OST in the vid. Serious Sam stream went. Could do. It's possible. But, yeah, man. There's like two possibilities here. There's two directions I see the MVM update going. It's not happening is one direction, or the MVM update is going to be a new direction they're going to take the game for future monetization. Whatever they're shipping with the MVM update is going to be some new way to ship content into the game, because we have the increasing pressure, or Valve has the increasing pressure from governmental bodies to cut down on the direct forms of gambling in their games. And so they need new ways to ship content into their legacy titles. And they've done that with Counter-Strike in the form of terminals. And because TF2 and Dota are sticking around, they need new ways to do that in those games too. And so they're not just going to take the Counter-Strike terminal and put that in TF2. So they need some kind of appropriate vehicle to ship new content into the game. And I suspect that they're going to be experimenting with something with the MVM update. That's my suspicion. It's not founded on any facts or study. That's just my assumption. It's a good opportunity for them to do that. And it's usually what that's very much within Valve's MO. That's very much what they do with like big changes or big updates to their games, is experimenting with some new way to push monetization. So we'll see. It's sad how Valve treats their games, especially knowing how much money each employee generates. Many companies would kill to be in their shoes. That's something else too, man. The insane thing that people don't, or that a lot of people fail to realize, is that Valve is no better than any other game company. None. They're exactly the same as all of the others. They've just done a very, very good job at maintaining a spotless, immaculate, sparkling public image with what they release to the public and with what we see. Because what do we see about Valve? Oh my God, they paid for this one employee so he could like get better, Well, that's like a good act of faith, but would the employee ever share that information? Would Gabe himself ever share that information? Who did? A lot of these feel-good stories about Valve are absolutely leaked and pushed out in order to make them look better. And I mean, that's like confirmed in that thread of tweets from that former Valve employee, where he's talking about how Valve actively goes out of their way to wine and dine journalists to maintain their positive image. 100%. And all the practices Valve gets into are really no better, or in some cases worse, than other game developers. We just don't see them because they don't let us see them. They're very careful with what they put out into the public eye, and when they do fuck up, we don't hear about it because NDAs. And money. So, make no mistake, Valve's really no better. It's just that all the other companies are doing a very good job at shooting themselves in both feet. I think that Reddit thread is still up, actually, with the full copy and paste of all of the tweets. Hold on, let's see. Former Valve employee tweets. There it is. Yeah, it's still there. Here we go. Yeah, so the original link to this guy's Twitter is gone, but someone copied and pasted all of the tweets and stuff he put out. I'll put the Reddit thread here in the chat. But yeah, here's all of the tweets and statements he put out about working not only at Valve but other companies as well. And you see like really fucked up things too, right? And not any one of these is like directly about Valve, but it's very heavily implied that many of these probably are. Quickplay snore. Can we see that video of the crowd reaction to Artifact? Yeah, that's what we need, is a good crowd reaction like that. But let's see, there was a very dark one of these too. Let's see. Let's see, where was this one line that I saw? Some companies, no, that's not it. Learn from a friend. No. It's further down. It was around here. Probes, mysterious. So-called self-organizing companies have a corporate arm somewhere controlling the entire operation from above. Find them and their friends to figure out who has the real power. What you'll find is that the corporate arm influences, controls, and anxiety spikes the self-organizing arm nearly constantly. It's not self-organizing. It's a company with opaque managers ruled through mass anxiety and fear. And what is known about Valve? Like everyone cites Valve having this flat, self-organizing structure. So to me, this is very heavily obvious that this is about Valve. Like the whole like, remember the whole company manual handbook that got like leaked out to the public? Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, all legit self-organizing firms have to leak an official, unofficial company manual. It's got to be slickly made and fun to read. Developer marketing gurus create these productions to sway new recruits into the hiring funnel. Insiders laugh at these things. So remember that company manual from Valve that came to light some years ago? Yeah, that was bullshit. It's not real. It's fake. Valve intentionally made that and then leaked it to the public to give the public a different perception of how things actually work internally. So this entire thread is full of very, very juicy pieces of information and insight into how companies like Valve and others operate. It's a very dark and scintillating read. Strongly recommend people go through this, because it's very eye-opening as to how Valve and other companies handle these things behind the scenes. Why can't you say that it's Valve directly? Because of an NDA? Yeah, so like a lot of, when Valve fires somebody or lets someone go, I think Tyler McVicker did an interview with a former Valve employee, I don't recall the name. This is public, by the way. Usually, and this is something that a lot of game companies do, when they fire someone or let someone go, as a part of their severance package, they're offered a fuckload of money to go like, hey, don't talk shit about us, sign this NDA, and you can have this money. Every game company does that. Not just Valve, every game company does it. Everyone does this. And people need to remember that Valve is no different. Valve does all the exact same shit. And so this is why you very rarely hear anything from former Valve employees, is because they got a pile of money to not speak shit about them. All these corporations are the same, man. All these companies are the same. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. So again, very fascinating read. Strongly recommend you guys go through that at some point. It's pretty dark stuff too. Like it just highlights how combative and antagonistic it is to work in these companies, man. Like I think there was something about mirrors. Yeah. If you're stuck in an open office, do this. Request multiple huge monitors and pile them on your desk. Claim you need Multimon to be more productive. Then always be savvy about where you place your desk. The direction is always important. Always face everyone else. If you can't do this, then put little mirrors on your monitors to see who is glance at who's behind you. Because people are watching what you're doing to either copy your work or sabotage it inside of these very competitive company circles. It's crazy. Attach 3M privacy filters to your monitors if you deal with sensitive information and or shrink your fonts. That's insane. TF2 old head switched to Deadlock, but still want to support the one content creator with no fake positivity, sugarcoating bullshit. Much love. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I wish I wasn't the only one. Seriously. Like, and like people, I see this everywhere. I see this fucking everywhere. I see it on Twitter. I see it on Reddit. I see it in my own comment section. Like, I see so many people saying, well, he's just saying things that everyone else says that we already all know. Who else is saying it? point me in the direction of anyone else with an audience that says the same shit that I do. Who? Fucking who? Hello? Kind of alone here. There's smaller people that do it, right? There's smaller people that talk about these things, but no one close to my size. Well, it's things we already know. Not really. Look at the fucking comments section of my latest video. The number of people that like are looking at the stats are fucking shocked by the results. Especially about something like Capture the Flag. Like, people think Capture the Flag is the game mode that lasts forever, and then when I show the statistic that of how short your games are, people were like, "What the fuck? Really?" Like, no, people don't know this. This is not common information at all. And to say that it is completely bad faith and totally irrepresentative of like the normal TF2 player. Again, it's like another reductive bad faith thing people use to kind of dismiss the problems the game is facing, usually because they don't like me. I think of the smaller channels, I have the bigger audience, and I'm aware. There's a few smaller channels that have, you know, audiences roughly in your ballpark of size, but like, that's it, right? That's it. No one else on my level of, in terms of size, speaks about these things. Yeah, it was just yeah, and that's what they said about my bot video too. Oh yeah, it's just common information. Yeah, we already knew that most of the player count wasn't real. No! Most people didn't know that shit. The common player had no idea until I made a video about it. That's why I make these videos, is to increase awareness. So the common player has a better understanding of how fucked the game is. Because like, in a way, they have a little inkling that something is amiss, that something is wrong. Well, shit, that game lasted 20 seconds. This feels like this happens all the time. I gave you the hard fucking numbers, man. I gave you the hard fucking numbers that shows you how often these things happen and how bad things actually are. No one else does that. Bulletproof proof that shows you how fucked the game is. That's why I do it. No, yeah, and like the cutoff for people talking about the game's problems en masse was 2016. Like, you just don't see that anymore. Like 2016, people were bitching about Meet Your Match and how Valve was handling the game, and then it just, all these guys left. And then we had a whole wave of young blood come in that just don't really care. Nice video, really liked it. Appreciate you doing deep dives and looking at gameplay stats, especially since I only started in 2020 and have 250 hours. Like, those videos are for people like you, man, to like inform you guys as to how the game actually functions. And with the next video, it's hopefully going to be very eye-opening to show you how the game used to be and how much better things used to be. That's the goal, anyway. That's the goal. Yeah, I know Muzug made it. Was it on his second channel or on his main channel? I don't recall. Yeah, he made that, you know, that commentary video about, you know, why TF2 doesn't die and shit, and kind of revisiting, you know, it sucks how Valve's treating it. But like, he's not a TF2 YouTuber. I'm talking about TF2 YouTubers, people that are still active in this sphere, that actively speak about this game's problems. No one else does. And like I said in my video, most people are either completely apathetic and just don't care, or they attack the people that point out these problems. That's mostly what we get, even from YouTubers. It's frustrating. Until your real players count video, I thought we only had 20% fake players. How wrong I was. And I am someone who's in TF2 deep. Yeah, no one had a good grasp on how bad things actually were. And then I'm so glad I did that follow-up video where I was sending out the gift-a-pults that just like had almost the exact same results of roughly 70% of the like active players are bots. So I'm glad I did I'm glad I did both of those things. That just like a double dose of like, yeah, shit's fucked. Sandbox is coming out on the 28th. The cool thing about the game is they're able to license the Source 2 engine independently. We can make our own games and then publish them on Steam. TF3, maybe. I don't think you're going to get a competent team to make TF3 if the modding scene is of any indication. If the modding scene is of any indication, we're not going to get a group of competent people together to make a genuinely decent recreation of TF2 and Source 2. I don't see it. It'd be great if they did. Be great if they could, but I don't know, man. I don't know. No, and we don't need TF3. We just got to fix what we have now. We don't need to like completely reinvent the wheel here. I remember when people were basically lighting fireworks at the all-time high player counts. No, yeah, that's like one of the biggest things that motivated me, because like at the time I knew this shit wasn't real, and then that like put me into overdrive. That put me into overdrive about like, you know, getting that video out about the bots, man, because like this shit wasn't real. It's like, oh my god, we have 253,000 players. No, we don't. Most of that shit ain't real. It's very disappointing. Yeah, I did see that Stop Killing Games made it to the EU Parliament. I didn't watch the discussion take place. I have to still. Did you know the Chucklenuts started making Minecraft videos instead? They don't even know what to do in the game, so rather than speak of issues, they just go play something else? What? Oh, you mean TF2? My bad. I had some issue interpreting that. Yeah, it sucks. It just sucks that like the people that built audiences off of this game don't speak about the game's problems. It's immensely frustrating. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish we could have serious conversations about the fucking game, man, but we just can't. It's frustrating. All of those people celebrating it came from people that didn't play TF2, by the way, like the types of Jacksepticeye. No, yeah, a lot of the discourse you see, I've said this a million times on stream. That's just the nature of what I do, and I know people complain that I repeat myself all the time, both inside of my videos and outside of my videos. The game hasn't changed in a decade. What do you expect me to do, right? The things that are worth talking about haven't changed in so long, and if we want any kind of real change, you have to keep talking about them. You have to keep addressing the game's problems and amplifying them as much as possible in order for us to have even the slightest chance of things improving. So like, oh, you complain all the time. Stop complaining. Like, what else are we supposed to do? I'm not just gonna leave. I'm just gonna fucking give up. This is my favorite game. I'm not just gonna abandon it when there's like even the slightest possibility that if people make enough noise that Valve will actually do something. It's this really annoying, nihilistic, defeatist mentality that so many young people have of like, well, just stop caring. Why do you care? I hate that crap so much, man. Yeah, TF2 absolutely has a ton of secondary fans that they've probably played the game a little bit. They know of the game, they know the memes, they know the characters, they know, you know, they're involved in social media culture surrounding it, but they don't actually play them. They don't actively play the game on a regular basis, you know, and they don't have like a deeper understanding or a deeper care for the game like those who play the game regularly do. Or for those who've been playing it for a long time and have since stopped because it's intolerable how the game functions now. And those people absolutely have way too much sway and influence on discourse surrounding TF2, but at the same time, you can easily manipulate them if you know what you're doing. You can easily manipulate them by how you pose a video. And that's something I did not do a very good job of in this last video. This last video that I just put out was too focused. It was too focused on people that actually play the game. I could have, and I unfortunately had a very rough start with the video because I started working on this like 5 months ago, and I had like a lot of crappy real life stuff going on that made it very hard for me to focus on like writing the video and getting it into a good groove. And I really didn't get my mojo back until like mid-February, which is really frustrating. And then I like really hammered on that video, and I think I did a decent job of it. But it could have been a lot better. It could have been way better. I could have very easily reworked that video to make it more appealing to the normie audiences. People that like know of Team Fortress 2 or have played it a little bit. It's just that I didn't do it. I wasn't thinking about it in a clear way. And that's where I fucked up. Video could have been a lot bigger if I had just spent more time changing the angle in that way. But I'm glad it landed the way it did because it's still reaching the people that care, and that makes me happy. But with this next quick play video, I'm definitely taking a much more approachable angle for not just people that play the game, but people that are kind of familiar with games and also gaming in general. I think I have a pretty good idea as to how I'm going to do that. So hopefully it works out well. Here's a theory. The gambling lawsuits will only change how CS2 functions, knowing how Valve sweeps TF2 under the rug. If not, all crates are removed. So I don't think that they're going to remove crates unless an actual law passes saying they have to do that. They're going to keep them in their games for as long as they can, and they're just going to slowly phase them out, because that's what they're doing in Counter-Strike right now. That's what the terminals are for. And if laws pass demanding that they remove these things, then absolutely we're not going to see cases and crates inside of Team Fortress 2 anymore. There's going to be some new alternative. I don't know what that's going to be, but they're going to have to do it by law. But what that's actually going to be, I don't know. We'll see. But no, the next video that I want to put out on the main channel, short commentary, 10-15 minutes, just addressing something that I think is really stupid that people just need to get over. I'm super tired of people being hesitant to be critical of Valve, and especially Team Fortress 2, because of this weird notion that so many people have in their heads that we're not allowed to complain about the game. Because if we do, well, Valve's gonna get mad and shut it down. Like, I need to make like a short 10-minute fuck you video of how nonsensical that is, and to like reignite people's desire to like, okay, maybe it's actually okay if we complain about the game and demand for better. That's what I want to do next, and that's short and sweet. I can get that done in like 2 weeks, and then I move on to the next big one. I want to help in any way that I want to help in any way that I can, but honestly, people are too stubborn in this community. I got tired of explaining your talking points to anyone who just says, anyone who asks just say otherwise with no explanations. So the way that you can contribute, and this is to everyone, is just to keep talking about it. Keep the game's problems at the forefront of discourse, and just keep putting it out there. And of course, you're not going to be able to convince everyone that this is something that's worth acknowledging, because a lot of people just don't care, right? But there's also a lot of people in the middle, the apathetic people that don't really care one way or another, that could be very easily convinced that this is something worth addressing, and is something worth talking about that could potentially improve the game. So the way to help is just keep talking about it. Don't be quiet about these things, because if we actually care about this game and want this to last for as long as possible, the only way to do that is to keep talking about the game's problems, amplify them, get them in Valve's face, and hopefully they'll do something. Best thing to do it. Best thing to do. Best thing to do. This is John Valve. Stop criticizing me or my game or I'm shutting it down. Like, the notion that Valve will just shut down TF2 if we complain too loud is so fucking nonsensical. I hate that shit so much. Like, no game company has ever done that in the history of ever. They usually either double down or make a change. That's like one of two pathways they take. If they just shut the game down, that's like the #1 way to make yourself look terrible. Talk about the ultimate blow, the ultimate like fucking sword to the gut for your public image by just shutting your game down when players are complaining about the state of it. And it has a healthy audience, like a sizable audience, and earns a lot of money. If the game has like 50 players and then they just usher it out, then, you know, people are going to complain, hence stop killing games. But that's much more unceremoniously witnessed, I should say. Honestly, I doubt they'd be willing to make a new system for TF2. I think they would be that lazy. They would just fully abandon the game. Oh, if everyone knew what I knew. That's all I can say. They're not going to shut the game down. Let me just put it this way. There is no future that Valve shuts down Team Fortress 2 before Counter-Strike. There's no future. There's no future in that. Simple as that. As a kid, I was an avid watcher of TF2 content. As soon as I got my first PC in 2018, I installed TF2 immediately. I was then confused why things were different. Thank you for opening my eyes. That's also a pretty severe disconnect, and that's something that I'm hopefully addressing more so with my content, is that so many TF2 YouTube videos, and this has been happening for a long time, don't get me wrong, then this is nothing new either. So many TF2 YouTube videos paint this very idealized picture of the game where they cut out all of the bullshit. Because what you don't see is you don't see the broken matchmaking system, you don't see the incessant downtime, you don't see the steamrolls, you don't see the unbalanced teams, you don't see the bugs, you don't see the bullshit, because how is that fun to watch? How does that make for fun content? And so what people on YouTube see is a very different experience than what the game actually offers. If Valve doesn't remove casual, will it be safe to say poop one? I don't know. If Valve continues to do nothing, then game's gonna go down in history as one of the most egregiously mishandled titles of all time. Plain and simple. And the records of that are there. They're in my videos, other people's videos, the heaps and heaps of complaints. There's just, it's all out there at least as tarnishes on Valve's reputation. And every time this stuff comes up in discourse, you got to remind people. Remind people about how little Valve actually cares about their games. They care about one thing and one thing only, and it's your fucking money. They don't give a fuck otherwise. They do not care. I'm sure there's people at Valve that do care. Those are the ones that are still willing to work on the game and give us content and import bug fixes. But that's all they're allowed to do. I'm sure of it. Like, that's all they're allowed to do. There's some corporate overhead there that doesn't want the boat to get rocked. Because I'm sure there's someone at Valve that wants to do a whole lot more, but they can't. No, yeah, and that's like, and that goes to the bonus incentives too. Like going back to this thread of tweets, man, is like if I just control F bonus, it pops up 38 times, right? Self-organizing companies with bonuses, workers will watch for rivalries between other co-workers to exploit. They will team up with one dev to bring the other disliked dev down a notch in some way. Moreover, they usually work on projects that, on teams like this, it's the Wild West. Devs aren't working for the greater good of the company, they are working for good bonuses. This is one reason why bonuses in this type of environment are a really bad idea. To earn a nice bonus at a self-organizing company, identify a feature or project that is valuable and team up with strategic partners to make it happen. Over time, you will find devs you work with well. At a self-organizing company with bonuses, once you modify a project, you're on the hook for anything until it ships. The team will hold your bonus hostage and claim your work broke something. It's basically company legalized extortion. In other words, bonus incentives heavily incentivize people to work on specific projects that please the higher up corporate arm and not what they actually want to work on. That's why it sucks. Remember, Valve's not a good company to work for. You get paid very well. You get good benefits, you got the snack bar, but it's probably a nightmare to work for. Probably a very stressful environment to put yourself into. 100%. And they got the pink cookies. Don't forget they got the pink cookies. Can I make a video comparing casual and quick play and cram it into an under 5-minute video that I can point with new players to? It sucks because it's so nuanced that putting it in less than 5 minutes skips over a bunch of shit. And it sucks that I can't make it 5 minutes. If anyone else other than me made it 5 minutes long, then it would have an impact. But because it comes from me, and because people are constantly looking for angles to dismantle anything I bring forward, I have to make everything I say about this casual mode versus quick play stuff so galvanized and bulletproof that it just ends up being longer. It's frustrating because I wish I could make it as short as possible, but if I don't cover all my angles, then people are just going to dismiss it as like, well, why do you care? It's why do you care? My IQ is 32. Why do you care? You don't think you understand how little I care? Why do you care? Like, they make you feel bad. Thoughts on Valve pushing for Linux? I don't really have a strong investment in Linux one way or the other. I guess it's cool. Can only imagine how many different NDAs, legal agreements, and other potentially shady deals they make with their employees that we simply don't know about. Yeah, every game company does that, 100%. That's why you hear so little bad things about game companies until it blows up at their face, like the breast milk incident at Blizzard. things like that just can't really be contained, that just get out to the public, and once they do, it's like, oh fuck, that's what's going on in these companies. So, y'all don't remember the breast milk incident? What? Hold on. Blizzard breast. That's the first thing that pops up. Blizzard breast milk. Here we go. Here's the Reddit thread. This is from not that long ago. Nursing Activision Blizzard employees say their breast milk kept getting stolen. This was wild when this came out. This was some crazy shit that came out from Blizzard. It wasn't that long ago. It was only 4 years ago. Like, and isn't it insane how quickly that got memory hold? People just forgot about this. I wonder if that guy still works there. He probably does. I don't know if they ever caught him. Who knows? They hired me. Disgusting. Disgusting. Imagine what's going on at Valve. They are way better at hiding it. We don't know what's going on at Valve, but there's probably some freaky shit going on down there. 100%. Definitely some freaky shit. Sorry, guys, it was me. I stole the milk. No. Oh my god. Please, no. We're talking about like nursing mother's breast milk here. It's pretty fucked that people found it and stole it. You know they drank it. What else are they doing with it? They're not doing paper mache. They're not baking. I mean, they could bake cookies if they're like, extreme perverts, but they're fucking drinking it. That's what they're doing. Yeah, so imagine what we don't know. Imagine what we don't know. What I can't read. What fucking Turbo Gooner did that? Turbo Gooner is a great Steam alias. I am going to use that in the future. 100%. I'm using that on Steam tonight. I knew my Lucky Charms tasted funny. Oh, that's horrible. Ugh. Question, what project? Valve doesn't make many games. What are their project anyways? Well, right now it's like Valve is, for whatever reason, or not for okay. Rewind. They have Deadlock right now. They got Deadlock right now. That's like their main game that they're focusing on, and it's going to be huge. Inevitably, it's going to be fucking massive. Fantastic video yesterday. Always keep it real, mate. Thank you, man. That's the plan. Keeping it real. Homelander had a Blizzard t-shirt. Yeah, the Homelander milk gif. No, I keep my shit real, man. I say it. I call it like I see it. I don't sugarcoat shit. It's what I do. It's what I've been doing for a long time now. Anyway, Valve's working on Deadlock right now. They're full speed ahead on Deadlock, and what they're really doing now is they're trying to make Steam much more dominant. They're trying to make Steam OS very dominant because, right now they have the gamer market. Now they're trying, and I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and they said they're absolutely trying to get to the Nintendo market. Like, they have the gamers. Gamers know what Steam is. But now they want grandma, they want grandpa, they want Aunt Susie all playing on Steam machines. Like, they want it to be like the in-home machine that they use for streaming, for movies, for gaming, everything. That's what they want Steam OS to be. And that's why they're pushing the new Steam machines or whatever they are super hard, because that's the next big step is getting into the in-home console and in-home streaming and gaming machine market. If they can push that, if they can push Steam and have a really good operating system at a much larger scale, then that's fucking gonna go gangbusters and make them a lot of money. Having all of your entertainment from one corporation isn't dystopian at all. We're already pretty close to that. There's 5, I think, major conglomerates that practically own everything in the entertainment industry. Movies, music, games, art, everything is owned by 5 companies. We're already pretty close to that. We're basically there. I don't understand why people are apathetic. They don't realize the game is actually dying. We aren't going to live forever. The majority of the numbers are bots. We're so cooked. The apathy the apathy issue, I think, is just more reflective of like modern. It's old man zesty speaking time here. It's just a lot more reflective of where we are right now in modern times, where we have just a lot of young people that are raised to not give a shit. They're raised to not have standards. They're raised to not have a deeper care or a deeper understanding on or for whatever it is they engage in. And so our the dopamine sources for us when we were growing up, you know, toys and movies and gaming were so much more meaningful. You would get invested, you would care about whatever it is you're watching or engaging with. But now youngins get the dopamine from very short-term spikes, and they don't really get invested in something that they care about. And so as a result, there's no deeper appreciation or understanding for what they're getting their dopamine from. And as a result, apathy. They just don't care. It's like, okay, well, like everything is disposable. And when everything is disposable, it's a lot easier to crank out cheap, temporary content for people to consume and make more money off of. Instead of having to make like the next big smash hit game every 5 years, we get games like Fortnite, where it's just the same game again, but now like Nicki Minaj is in it. There's your dopamine. Fucking like Peter Griffin's in it. There's your dopamine. Like, oh, it's a buff Peter Griffin. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Like that's what kids expect now. Everything is disposable. Everything is short term. And let's face it, TF2 has a lot of younger players that absolutely fall into this demographic. I'm not saying everyone, right? I'm not saying everyone in the younger generations has succumbed to this nihilistic view of the world where everything is disposable, nothing really matters, and they don't really get invested in anything. Because I know plenty of young people that are like Richter is one of them. Richter, love you, buddy, but you are a massive autist, and that's why I love you, because you're a massive autist like me. I have never seen another individual more passionate and invested in what Valve did and old games have done in the past. It's fucking insane the shit this guy knows. It's crazy. He goes on like multi-week, multi-month long deep dives into like the histories of games and Valve and shit. It's fucking insane. So there's definitely a lot of younger people that exist outside of these demographics, but it's definitely a lot more than we would like for there to be in terms of those that fall into the apathetic world. Nietzsche speaks of this. I've not read Nietzsche much. I don't read much in general. I'm working on it. I'm reading Screw Tape Letters right now by C.S. Lewis. I'm getting to like the halfway point. Very good book, by the way. Very, very good book. This was written in like 1941. It's terrifying how many parallels are in this book, or how many things in this book are paralleled to what we experience today. Strongly recommend this. It's very good. Very good. I like it. What else? Reading is for commies. This is a very anti-communist book. We're not getting into politics here. But, yes. Well, it's not that long ago. Sure, it was, 80 years ago, going on 90 years ago. Kind of crazy to think about. But a lot's happened in terms of our exponential societal development since then. And it's crazy how things are very similar to, the fears and concerns of the 40s are still alive and well today. Kind of crazy. How much longer am I going to stream for? I don't know. Another half hour, 45 minutes probably. Going to keep going. I usually try to stream for a few hours or until my voice gives out. And my voice is getting tired, but I'm not that tired yet. I'm making up for I haven't streamed for like a week, so I got to like catch up on a bunch of shit. I got to catch up on shit. I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about before reading? Oh my god. Unk brain. I have unk brain at age 31. Fuck me. Right, dopamine and apathy. Yeah, so when it comes to how to deal with people that are purely apathetic and just don't care, some of them can be swayed. Some of them can be brought into the light. And I think that just comes with information. That comes with really just information. If you inform those that otherwise don't know any better, it comes from awareness. And it's kind of scary how many people you can come across that just aren't really aware of the world around them. And as I'm getting older, I'm experiencing this more and more, where I'm just, people I speak to either online or offline, people I see in real life, just they feel like aloof and just not really cognizant of what's going on around them all the time. And they don't really care. They're just kind of floating through life. It's bizarre. And there's a lot of young people kind of being brought up to view the world in that way because, again, like their sources of joy and dopamine and excitement are made to be disposable and not something you can get invested into. Moreover, that's also amplified because you have the youngins that get away from that and try to get invested in, I don't know, I guess new media, new IPs, new shows, and new movies and what have you. Or they try to be excited for the future, and that's what investment is. Getting invested in something is getting excited for its future, or how it's going to kind of remain the same in the state that you prefer. But then, with how things behave right now, younger people have less and less things to look forward to, which in turn makes them more cynical. So then, why should I care about something? Because my cynicism tells me, oh, it's just going to go to shit anyway. So like, what's the point? So. Definitely reflective of the time we live in now. And like 20 years ago, it was not like this. 20 years ago, it was not like this at all. 15 years ago, it wasn't like this at all. Hell, even 10 years ago, it wasn't this bad. But it's really bad now. The dating scene reflects this. Yeah, I could go on a healthy rant about the dating scene and how fucking miserable it is, but I don't think I need to be preaching to the choir here. No offense. But that was nice. I swear that meant to be no offense. Anyone out there in the dating market right now knows just how fucking awful it is. You know how awful it is. I don't need to tell you. But yeah, definitely reflected in the dating scene as well. And many other aspects of life too. It sucks. See, focus on myself, not on dating. That doesn't work. Like, I know what I am. Everyone's a work in progress. Everyone's getting better. Like, I know what I am. I know the person I am. I want to share that with somebody. If I'm only focusing on myself and not a potential life partner, because that's what a relationship is. It's focusing on you and the person that you want to share that with. If you're just focusing inward on yourself and just like waiting for a relationship to manifest out of thin air, it's not going to happen. You got to put yourself out there. You got to try to interact with people. But what incentive do we have? It seems like there's like diminishing returns on doing that shit. And so it just gets harder and harder. But what if I don't like other people? You're in my boat. I think you speak for a lot of people where like we like and it's not like, and this is something that's been painted to be abnormal, where I think a lot of people don't like other people. That's just normal. People prefer their smaller social circles. That's just normal human behavior. We have our small social circles. We have the people we like surrounding ourselves with. We like our family. We like our friends. Like, you don't have to love everybody. That's not possible. You don't have to get along with everybody. That's not possible. And in some strange way, it's been kind of painted as abnormal or taboo to kind of only hang around a few people. But that's most people. Most people only have one or two friends that they can really rely on in their life, other than like their family. And some people aren't fortunate enough to even have a family like that. A lot of people only have just one or two friends. And that's most people. And that's been painted to be like, oh, you're weird. You're like antisocial because you don't have like 50 friends. It's like, well, that's unmanageable. Like, you have to be unemployed to have 50 fucking friends that you're like attending to at an equal level all the time. You know what I mean? Everyone has their inner circle. I honestly prefer my solitude and tranquility. I think there's a balance, I think having a balance is good. Like, I like going out and being social sometimes, but I also like, I like my space. I like my room. I like being chill. I like just reading something or relaxing, playing a game, watching something, what have you. Some studies show that you can only remember up to 130 different people. That's a lot. Can I even name 130 people that I speak to on a regular basis? Probably not. 130 is a ton. I think wanting to be in closed circles are mainly a thing in the West. Some Asian, Middle Eastern countries are very different than that. And I should say that's, very much I guess more Western. In different countries with different cultural norms, you know, different expectations, you know, lifestyles are different. But at least for us, you know, having a small social circle with people that you're very close to is pretty normal and not antisocial in any way. And I don't like that people like try to glorify that in a way, like, oh, it's antisocial to have like only one friend. Like, that's just normal, man. You'll never get along with 99% of humanity. You're not gonna meet 99.99999999999% of humanity. I am in the completely unnatural, abnormal, wildly, statistically improbable position where I am interacting with hundreds, if not thousands of people at a time. How many people are watching right now? 789. There are 789 of you that I'm interacting with indirectly right now. Most people will never address that many people in their fucking life, right? So I'm already experiencing what happens when you expose yourself. Maybe that's the wrong word. You're already, I'm experiencing what it's like to put yourself in front of a lot of people and realizing, oh yeah, you're not gonna get along with everybody. You're not gonna get along with everybody. You know, most people are gonna be like relatively okay with the people they come across, but because I put myself in front of so many people all the time, I experience way more negative blowback than the typical person does, just by nature of being exposed to more people that I'm just not gonna get along with or have a disagreement with. This position is not natural to humans. Humans were not evolutionarily, is that a word? I don't know. Humans, by evolution, were not designed to handle being in super large crowds, addressing massive amounts of people. You know, it takes a certain level of mental illness, I acknowledge this, to be able to speak to a ton of people at one time. You know, like for me, I have no issues with crowds. I can get up on a stage in front of 1,000 people. That's not going to bother me because I know how to carry myself. And I'm not a self-conscious person because I don't give a shit. I could walk up on stage and shit myself. I would not care. Cause uh-oh, tummy ache, here it comes. Don't give a fuck. Cause here's the thing, I'm never gonna see those people again. And even if I do, don't care. Takes a certain level of mental illness to be able to do that. And I acknowledge it. I do, I acknowledge it. That's horrible. No, I should have not said expose myself. Be quiet. That was a bad word choice. Terrible word choice. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Like, I only feel embarrassment. When do I feel embarrassed? I'm trying to think about when I feel embarrassed. Only with things I don't want to say on stream is when I get embarrassed. Like, flushed red embarrassed. Like, oh fuck, shouldn't have done that, or oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. It's the only time I get embarrassed. Things I can't say on stream. Like, screw something up in a professional setting. Nah, once you do it enough... Once you fuck up enough, and just part of being in a professional setting, you're gonna make mistakes. Once you do it enough, you just get used to it. It's like, okay, someone's gonna get pissed, someone's gonna chew you out. It's like, okay, made the mistake, rectify the situation, get it back on track, whatever. And usually when that happens, or when that happened to me, I usually just say, hey, can we like bypass all the emotional back and forth bullshit and just like fix the thing I fucked up? Wouldn't that just be easier? Instead of like bemoaning the fuck up that it was, like, okay, yes, I acknowledge I screwed up. Won't happen again. Can we just fix this and just save ourselves the emotional distress and get past it and work on the problem again? You know? Some people can't handle that. Some people just have to like fucking duke it out. They gotta fight, man. No, yeah, it's exposure therapy. When the things you're embarrassed about are solved via exposure therapy. Like, the more you do it, the less of a problem it becomes. Because I used to be terrible at public speaking. I used to be awful. Like, I was not always this way. Like, I used to not be able to get up in front of a crowd and speak without issue. I used to be terrified of getting on the phone. I couldn't like call my insurance company because I was so like self-conscious and scared. And just by nature of speaking more in public and doing it more in front of a gradually larger crowds, I don't even think about it anymore. Please don't expose yourself at therapy. I'm sure there's some forms of it that require that. I don't know what the therapy is for, but I'm sure some forms of it may necessitate that. Call-in streamed helped? No. I think it's never going to be easy to talk with strangers. Because if it's someone that you've never met before, it's always hard to like to match the cadence, to match their pace and kind of get on their level and start having a conversation, you know? Like meeting someone, hey, how you doing? Shake their hand, what's going on? But if it's someone you've never met before and you're trying to hold a conversation, it's difficult to get at their pace. It's difficult to get at their level of conversationalism. And then once you're there, it becomes easy, but kind of navigating that initial space is pretty difficult. And so like when I have my call-in streams, some people you connect with right away, and others it gets to be it's a little difficult. You have to kind of find out like what they're comfortable with, how they're talking, and you eventually get there. And also, yeah, reading body language and how they're reacting to what you're saying and what you're doing. Also important to kind of gradually pick up on and figure out, like if you're making someone uncomfortable by how loud you're talking or what you're saying or how you're standing or what have you. You pick up on those things the more you do it. 100%. Like remembering something embarrassing in school, but then it hits that people don't remember any of it, only you. Yeah, because like, I mean, you remember emotionally high moments in your life, like either good or bad emotion. Those are the things you remember the most, is when your emotions were heightened. So extremely embarrassing moments are what stick with you, even though if they were to happen again now, probably not that big of a deal. But when you were a kid, oh fuck, that's horrible. How often do I do those call-in streams? It's usually whenever I feel like it. I say once a month, but it usually bleeds over into like maybe once every month or 2 or 3, whatever. It's easy to talk with strangers when you are doing so in a professional manner, like if you have a certain algorithm you make yourself follow, it makes it easier. No, yeah, sure. In a professional setting, you can just be a robot. You don't have to be buddies, right? You just have to get good at delivering the information that they want from you, and that's as good as you have to get. But as soon as you start getting invited to like company cookouts and like, and social events, you have to learn how to socialize, and that becomes tricky for a lot of people. It was for me, and I eventually just got competent at it. I'm not saying I'm like an expert, but I know how to hold my own. And there are some people that I just can't socialize with. I try, and I got nothing. I can't. I can't. There's no common ground. They don't want to talk with me, or they just don't know how to talk themselves. It's like, and you just kind of stumble and fumble, and you just kind of give up. And you just kind of, okay, well, I can't do much with you, so I'm going to give up. Also, being in an industry with people twice your age doesn't help. I find that interacting with older people is always easier. Some of the best conversations and the best people I know from from my previous work experiences were people that were in their 50s and 60s, because they're already, matured. They know how to talk. They know what's going on. They're worldly people. They know how to compose themselves. It's so much easier to talk with them. And they also have the awareness that like, oh, this is a younger person, gotta keep that in mind when conversing with them, and they'll come down to your level, usually, if they're a considerate person. Younger people, oh my God, that is difficult. There's like a gap that I'm experiencing right now. I know we're not talking about TF2 anymore. I kind of ran out of TF2 topics. I'm sorry. There's a gap that I experience. So you have kids, teens, young adults, and then, people in my age bracket. Talking with kids just talk. They talk about anything and everything because their imaginations are running wild. Boundless energy. Kids are hilarious. Teenagers, because when they become self-aware, because you develop your sense of self-awareness at a later age, and they start learning how to compose themselves. They're difficult to interact with. And then young adults, like late teens, early 20s, are definitely the hardest to interact with, because that's like when you have, I think, the highest level of self-awareness alongside the lowest level of experience in your life. and this isn't everyone, right? Not everyone experiences it, but I think most people in that age bracket of like 18 to 22 tend to be very awkward and don't know how to compose themselves, and they can't really talk that well. And so trying to converse with people in that age bracket tends to be tricky. That being said, I have met probably the highest volume of articulate youngsters online. I say youngster as a 31-year-old man, but offline, can't talk. Online, it's like they have no problem. I guess the facade of a computer screen helps. After watching you and seeing how you act and speak as a person in general, in the last 2 years, it made me realize I need to change myself a bit on how I act and show who I am as a person. Well, I mean, it's all part of growing as a person. And it's like, oh, great, oh, you grow and change as a person. You like the stupid meme or whatever. Hold on. Congrats on being freed from the hurdle of this video. Do you see the people trying to speedrun into the Scientology buildings to try and map it out? Yeah, I have seen that before. What the fuck? It's kind of weird and insane and kind of disruptive. Why? I know Scientology's like a money laundering cult. I get that, but maybe don't be a public nuisance. Anyway, it comes to, it's everyone's a work in progress, man. You're gonna gradually get better at presenting who you are as a person as you grow and with your life experiences, and the more you talk and put yourself out there, and that just comes with time. Just, I wasn't always this way. You should have seen me on stream in fucking 2018 in my first apartment. Jesus Christ. Oh shit, that was a very different version of me that did not know how to carry himself nor speak. I wonder if those VODs are still out there. I did it on Twitch. I don't think they're there anymore. I think I might have something on my main channel somewhere from one of those streams, I think. But yeah. If you want to be a good person like me, it's imperative to like muscle women. I like big ladies. That's all it takes. That's where it stops, okay? That's where I leave it. Ever get embarrassed by things you did a while ago? I remember being embarrassed, but in terms of like being embarrassed now, I don't really feel embarrassed by it. No, not really. I remember the embarrassment and go like, oh yeah, at the time that was really cringe, and you kind of feel that kind of little chill down your spine, but it's just something that happened in the past, and it doesn't really bother me much. Every now and again, an old memory comes back of like, ooh, I was really cringe back then. Shouldn't have done that. But now it's like, whatever. Remember when you used to multiple stream on YouTube and Twitch, or the Turkey Tom vid that came to help your image versus the many lies? Yeah, before the Turkey Tom video, I didn't really put myself out there all that much. I wasn't really streaming regularly. There was only my tweets and my YouTube videos, which give you a very narrow swath of what a person is like. Narrow swath of what a person, slice the pie of what a person's actually like. So it was very easy for like a few viral tweets or a video or two to paint this very demonic picture of my person. And just counteracting that is, hello, here I am right now. And do I seem like this belligerent, angry, racist transphobe that's out to smite minorities from the sky with nukes and lightning? I don't think so. Where'd I get that TF logo on the wall, and what's it called? That was a gift from my brother-in-law for my birthday last year, I think? Year before last? I've had that for a while now. Year before last, I got that as a birthday gift. No, actually longer than that. It's been, I think, 3 years since I got that. It's a cool gift. It's like a custom thing you got off Etsy, I think. Do they watch my channel? I think, I mean, my family knows what I do. My family knows I make videos and that I stream, but I don't, they're not avid viewers, in other words. They're not avid viewers. And, okay, that's one thing that I think makes me uncomfortable and maybe slightly embarrassed, is that the face I show online isn't the exact same face I show my family. And so my family watching me what I do online and like knowing that they're watching me, that kind of makes me feel a little bit self-conscious. Just a little bit. Like, oh, my mom's watching me right now. Oh shit. I gotta behave a little bit. That kind of thing. Or like, oh shit, my sister's watching me. Oh, I gotta behave a little bit. You know? But I'm sure like if they were like regular viewers, I would eventually just get used to it. So. Is there a sauropod on my shelf? No, my sauropods are in storage. All my fossils are in storage. What I do have is up there. Do I have any other fossils in here? No, I have this one. This is an old burrow. An old burrow that was dug out by some animal, okay? It was dug out by some animal, and then it got filled by water, and then all of the quartz inside of it crystallized out and filled the animal burrow, and this is what's left behind. So you get fossilized animal burrows quite often in the geologic record, and I have this one, so I just have it up on my shelf here. The rest of my collection's in storage still. How many what other rocks do I have here right now? I have this mica, that's kind of it. Like any recent additions to my collection have been put in these cases, but I got a very, very nice chunk of focus. So some biotite mica right there, very, very beautiful. On the back of some diorite right there, so. That's all I have here right now. Biotite mica, or micas in general, are a type of silicate mineral where the minerals are, the atoms, the bonds, the atomic bonds, form sheets, like very thin layers. I'll show you a better picture of it. Let's see. Like so, here is like a nice like microscopic photo of it right here. So the atoms form bonds and come together to form sheets like this, sheet-like structures. And so if you find some of this out in the wild, so to speak, you can peel off sheets of it. And you have very weak cleavage planes is what they're called, where you can split the individual sheets off. But if you have an individual sheet of the mica, it's impossible to tear. It's ultra strong. You cannot tear the sheet of mica. It's like physically impossible because of how strong the bonds are. But the individual pieces can come apart pretty easily, but you can't rip the actual piece of the actual sheet itself. Unless there's some kind of impurity or imperfection that further weakens the bonds inside of the sheet. It was really fun figuring this out. Like I have a very fond memory in one of my mineralogy classes where because like sheets of mica can grow to be fucking massive, like as big as my head. And they brought in a piece as big as my head. And they're like, here, peel off a sheet and just try to rip it. And like, it's fucking impossible. It's crazy how strong it is. It will not give. It's awesome. That's how strong it is. I had such a wrong interpretation of you before the Turkey Tom video. Now I extremely resent everyone that lied about you to me and thousands of others. Yeah, it sucks, but I'm happy that just putting myself out there more seems to combat that, and I appreciate the donation regardless. You're very kind. And I'm happy that, I don't know, I'm happy that you see me, not like this fucking... Listen, but you don't know. For all you know, man. For all you know, it could be true. My evil, scheming racism deep in my mind. Oh, the deep hatred for the fucking minorities in the back of my mind. It's all hanging out back here. It's waiting. It's gonna come. It's gonna come out forth. It's gonna come forth at some point. I want to like lean into that gag further, but I don't want to say things that'll get the VOD nuked. I'm not gonna do it. Things that'll come out of context and look bad and reflect poorly on me. Just a Chad Napoleon Dynamite. I'll take it. I'll take it. You should do voice acting? I can't. I have like gag voices that I do. I can't, whenever I do a gag voice, I can't project it. Like whenever I'm doing like this evil demon voice, that's as loud as it gets. Racism to fall asleep to. You're not the first person that said I could probably give it a shot, but I don't know, I'm probably not cut out for it. What is CTF Moon Man? Oh, buddy, little do you know. Little do you know. There's an old VOD you can go watch that explains everything. Patrick Warburton from Temu. Like, yeah, and my shitty Crunk impression that I'm not going to be able to do well now because my voice is tired. That's as good as it gets. Like, I have no original voices. I'm not big on JRPGs either. Not huge on them. Echo is so fucking fat, I swear. Oh, I've seen Asher from Omega Strikers. Trust me, I know. They stole my OC. I'm very upset. Very upset. No, I wish I had got some minerals from Japan, but unfortunately we never really came across any. We weren't really in a place to find them. We were in Tokyo the entire time. Like, we weren't in, like, a countryside where you could find a rock shop or something. Any hobby you wanted to get into but never did? I don't know. I've never really thought about it that way. I've never, like, looked at something from the outside in and thought, like, man, I want to be a part of that. Because I've been pretty content with the hobbies that I have. It's kind of cool to retroactively involve yourself in something to see what you've missed over the years. That's fun, but I don't know. There's nothing like I feel like I've, like, missed out on. So again, I was pretty content with the hobbies that I had when I was younger and the ones I have now. Yeah, so I did a whole stream. This is such a nightmare, and it's very hard to condense into something short. So I'll do my best. CTF Moon Man was a very interesting map made by a former TF2 classified developer that was actively played on some of the most popular TF2 classified servers that a lot of former and some current mod members played on. And this map was interesting, to say the least. It had a lot of racial iconography, let's say, that is very telling as to the types of sensitivities they had back in the day. And if you go watch the VOD that's titled "The TF2 Classified Devs Don't Want You to See This," you'll get what I mean. And the whole point of doing that stream was to point out the silly hypocrisy of their server verification system. Where, like, well, you can't have, you have to have clear rules, no bigotry, no hate speech or racism, when not even 10 years ago they were engaging in a space that was full of it, according to their modern definitions. And the justification for it was, well, sensibilities have changed. And I can tell you one thing, that map they were playing on, the sensibilities back then were not that. So, yeah. The word racism has lost so much of its influence, knowing how loosely people use it now. Just a different opinion will get you called a racist and a Nazi. Well, that's the thing, man. That's what retards do. Retards don't know how to engage in good faith arguments, and the way they win is to try to drag you down to a lower level that they know they can beat you at. And so that's why they throw out all of these labels to try to besmirch your name and make you something lower than low, lower than human. And so if they have no retort or no counter argument to something you bring up, they just call you like a racist, Nazi, bigot, whatever, and so they can win, right? That's all they can do, because they have no serious arguments against what you're trying to say. And unfortunately, we gave those labels far too much power for far too long on social media. And thankfully, things are swinging back where they have basically no power anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. Like, these labels mean nothing. Because boy cried wolf one too many times, and now it's like, okay, you call me a racist, so what? I don't care. Move on, try something else new. Or maybe actually engage with the argument I'm presenting. It's true, you can't argue with people with no brain cells, it's just how it is. 2026 anti-bigotry, 2016 racists. In a way, yeah, that was the kind of the TF2C thing. It was interesting. Again, the VOD contains everything you need to see. The VOD contains everything you need to see. Maybe the person grew out of racism. I grew into it. It's a joke, by the way. I grew into it. As I got older, I grew into it. Just the shit got worse. You think things are gonna get better? Things just get worse. Shit. I'm probably as far left as one can get without getting into kooky hypothetical politics, but I really can't find much issue with me. I think people focus on nuanced politics too much, man. Like, you're never gonna agree with everyone with 100% of things, like on social issues or political things or what have you. At the end of the day, the difference between you and the next person is about this much, and people focus on this little bit way too much and amplify it to make it seem like it's this much. When, like, the person standing next to you probably wants and values a lot of the same things that you do. Or maybe they don't. I've come across people that just don't. But usually when I sit down and have a conversation with someone that's willing to have a conversation, it's like there's like not that much difference between me and that person at all, other than like a handful of takes that really aren't that big of a deal. Someone said the TF2C person that joined your CTF Moonman is listed as a former. What do you mean? Oh yeah, the guy named Nito, who came on that stream, left the TF2C team. I don't blame him. I'm happy that he's seeking greener pastures. Yeah, I wouldn't stay there either. That fucking shit show, man. Yeah, he left. Yeah, I think he left a comment under, I think it was Kaluka's video about the TF2C weapons. Yeah, he left after that. He says because it wasn't because of drama. I don't believe that. I suspect, I don't know this. I don't know this for sure. This is just my guess. He probably got chewed out by the, let's just say, unstable people that work in that sphere that really hate my guts. And probably just got fed up and said, okay, yeah, I don't want to work with this shit. I'm out of here. Not to mention some additional things that are equally, or not equally, but like way more fucked up. Like, for example, bringing on and again, I cover this in another stream, bringing on a self-admitted and very open fan of the playground onto the TF2C team that they all knew was a fan of the playground. And despite protests from other people in that Discord that this person should not be allowed in, members of the TF2C team fought to keep them there. This is all true, by the way. Members of the TF2 team fought to keep this guy there. I don't know if he's still there now, but this was a member of the TF2C team for a period of time. Someone that was formerly known, I think, in the pre-Fortress community. And again, there's another stream where I cover all of that in a higher amount of detail. And knowing that and the people defending that, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to work with these people either. I'm going to leave now. So, Nito, you probably made the right choice to get the fuck out. Because the people that involve themselves in these modding circles are batshit insane. Not all of them. There's some very talented people that are very competent and you know, like what they're doing. But there's, you know, a handful of really messed up people that are involved that are it's just like, yeah. Don't blame you for leaving. I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't remember the VOD exactly. It's on my channel. Someone had sent it to me before, but I forget what I fucking named it again, like an idiot. So, yeah, there's also someone on the TF2 classified team who is one of the most decorated members of the Emporium that was advocating for the assassination of the president of my country, which is interesting. And they're not even an American citizen. Yeah. So again, these are the kinds of people that you're dealing with. It's insane. But that's getting too far into politics. Because I see a mix of people saying, can't blame him, and, ooh, that's bad. Getting into dangerous territory. Let's not pursue this further. I think that's enough politics for today. I just think it's generally bad to kill anyone over political differences. I just think that's not something you should do. I think that's fucked up. Don't murder someone regardless of who they are. Person in power, what have you. I just think it's deranged. Don't do that. That's my stance on it. Regardless of where you stand on the political spectrum. I think murder is bad. Yes, I think murder is bad. That's my stance. But don't take I'm a TF2 guy. If that opinion coming from a TF2 guy is hard to swallow, then, well, I don't know. Maybe get it from someone else. I got nothing. I don't know. I'm going to wind the stream down. I think that's a good place to stop. Entering some dangerous territory. Let's cut it off here. I'm tired also. I've been had like a lot of whiplash over the past few days from uploading the video and getting things out there. So I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for hanging out today. We caught up on a lot of things, went over a lot of stuff. And next week, back to streaming as usual on Wednesday, Saturday. Usual time, usual place. Go in the Discord, linked in the description below if you want notifications for when I go live and for when I upload videos, all that usual shit. And yeah, thank y'all so much for the positive reception on the new video. It's awesome. I can't thank y'all enough. It's great. And gonna keep cranking on my hog. No, cranking on the next video. Gonna keep cranking on the next video. Gonna get that out as soon as possible. And eyes out for the plushie. Keep your guys out for the plushie. Keep your eyes out for the plushie. It's coming soon. I'll see you next time.